A little greasy today. Put my fan on. That's how you know how it is. Fresh out the shower. Mic check good, mic check good. As you're joining, please make sure that you like. That's gonna help boost the algorithm. We got a lot to discuss today. We got a follow-up from yesterday, and I got some questions that I wanna ask y'all, get y'all input. Because perhaps just the way that I'm looking at this world and the world that I would like us to live in is simply just not realistic. Maybe it's just not realistic. That's cool, but we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna have a good discussion, do some following up from yesterday. I wanna know whose opinion has changed. I wanna know whose opinion has changed one way or another, or if you're just staying the same. Write in the chat if your opinion has changed or if your opinion has stayed the same based on maybe receiving some new information. We're gonna get into everything. And let me turn off this music actually. And I wanna know, yesterday the topic of morals came up. And it was almost like we gotta stop looking at this from a moral standpoint and get more realistic. And that was kind of the takeaway that I had. And I'm like, well, damn, that sounds like moving more towards man and away from God. But we're gonna talk about it. Because I definitely want to continue the conversation, figure out how we can get this moving in the right direction, whatever that looks like for everybody. And hopefully it's towards each other, uniting for this common cause of decency. Can we actually just stand on that? But let's see who's already in. We got Michelle tapping in from Kentucky. How's everything? How's the family, Michelle? Hopefully all is well. We got Big Bro Finn. The opinion of 10,000 men is of no value if none of them know anything about the subject. The opinion of 10,000 men is of no value if none of them know anything about the subject. I love that. I love that, man. I was just watching some documentary on Alexander because I got caught up in Napoleon and all this stuff. I watched that movie that BK said was talking about last week, Napoleon. And I didn't even realize, and this is how we don't connect history, but I didn't even realize, and they didn't mention in the movie, that when the French or when Haiti was freeing themselves, it was actually from Napoleon's control and how that actually impacted. And we might have seen this in the video that we were talking about when we were going over how America was created. But that actually, this is what I learned. Hopefully it's true. But when Haiti was fighting Napoleon and the French for their freedom, that actually bankrupted them, or was one of the things that bankrupted them and forced them to give up the Louisiana Purchase. Something like that. I don't know. I'm still looking into it. But yeah, I was watching a whole bunch of stuff and it reminded me of Marcus Aurelius. People do not want truth. They want beliefs that make them feel safe. Whew. Nisha. And I'm glad that you put the pronunciation there as well. Nisha. Nietzsche. All right. People do not want truth. They want beliefs that make them feel safe. This is what we talk about all the time on this show. And perhaps, hold on, let's not run from it, Finn. Let's not run from it. Not that you are. I'm talking to myself. People do not want truth. They want beliefs that make them feel safe. Is this not the definition of religion, or why religion is so easily adopted by so many people? Why you would sit here and have something where it's like, hey, you don't have to read about it. You don't have to do it. Nope, just believe in it. Oh, it explains why these things that we can't explain. Okay, yeah. Let's just buy into that. Or is that too much? No? All right, let's keep going. Treat others as you wish to be treated when the roles are reversed, because one day they will be. And this is the whole point of this show. And this is why when I was talking about yesterday, as far as the morals and how we look at a lot of these situations and we'll throw away morals and we'll say, no, this is law. What good are laws if our morals aren't right? It doesn't matter what laws that you have in place. If the morals that are largely chicken or the egg, which comes first, but I think that the morals create what ends up becoming the culture. If there's a bad culture, then none of this even matters. You can always justify violating some type of law. We see this all the time with Israel, right? We see this all the time with a bunch of religions. How they'll pick and choose when to, well, this word applies. It's all interpretation. So if we don't have a morally sound country, if we're not pushing and holding ourselves accountable to establish a culture that holds us in higher moral regards, has a higher moral standard, then all of this is for nothing anyway. All of this is for nothing anyway. You can always justify why you had to take a certain amount of force in order to do something to somebody, whether it's Renee Good, whether it's Alex Preddy, whether it's the countless others that we've seen fall victim to some type of gun or, police, whatever it is, law enforcement across the board. You can always find justification, especially if we have a decay in our morals. So let's keep it going. Make sure that we got everybody tapping in. Want to show love. Shout out to Dutch in the building, holding strong. Dutch, what's the deal? You still standing on business? What's the deal? Good morning, everyone. Shout out to Bubbles in the building. Hello, everyone. Hey, Bubbles. Shout out to Big Bro Robert. Morning, y'all. Morning, Big Bro. We got Leslie, Mama Lay in the building. Blessings, everyone. Let's see. We got Phyllis in the building from San Diego, bright and early. I'm always impressed. I'll be on that side in a couple of weeks, Phyllis. But we'll up north. I'd rather be in San Diego, but we'll be up north a bit. Let's see. My principles and morals never change, so I stand by my beliefs and how it's shaping my view on this situation. I love that, Finn. All right. So I say Mama Lay, y'all can say Leslie. She said y'all can call her Leslie. I'm sure that's what she prefers. You know why I say that? It's just weird. It's just, I don't know. I'm always a little weird calling like certain people by their first names, and let's just leave it at that. Even though Mama Lay is younger than me anyway, right? Mama Lay. No, I'm just joking. Well, you never say a woman's whatever. It doesn't even matter. Unc, shout out to Unc in the building. Good morning, Grand Rising. All right. We got L Relly in the building. Hold on. Good morning. You're wrong on that. L telling me what I'm wrong on already. All right, we'll have to see. What exactly am I wrong on? I want to know what I'm wrong on. And that's one thing that if I ever do snap on you, it will be because of that. Don't tell me I'm wrong. I just said 100 different things. Tell me exactly what I'm wrong on and tell me how I'm wrong. There's nothing worse than having somebody tell you you're wrong. You just said 100 things and you don't even know what they're talking about. So please elaborate. I've been wrong before. I'm sure I'll be wrong many times today, but I need to be specific and you need to be specific when you are telling me that I am wrong about something. All right, so let's get into the conversation. I got the nature show on in the back. I thought that they would be showing like the views of the ocean and stuff like that, but that's nature. Nature's everything. All right, so L, tell me, many believe and do good. So what am I wrong about? And I believe that, and you're about to be an example, L, but it's good. It's good for a conversation. All right, so L said I'm wrong. We're gonna wait to hear what exactly I'm wrong about, but let's get into this conversation. I asked y'all to let me know if anything had changed based on y'all seeing any more footage of yesterday. I'm assuming that for the majority of y'all, it hasn't, or you're just not voicing it. We're going to go over a bunch of different videos, responses to ICE. We got a couple Kash Patel videos, a couple videos all over the place. We'll focus on this issue and then a couple others as well. But I may hold off on watching some of those videos until Glay gets on. I know he's working with a client. Or y'all know I'm just going to freestyle it. But who said, hold on, L said that no one takes action. When did I say nobody takes action? I believe I'm taking action right now. All right. Yeah, I'm a little confused. All right, sounds like L. I don't know if L. I have no idea what you're referring to. L. You either you don't got a strong argument or you're just not explaining it well, because typically you explain things very well. So please, I don't. When you say I'm wrong and then say no one takes action, many do. I have no idea what you're referring to. All right, neither here nor there. So the reason why I brought up the morals is because, you know, I think a lot of us are looking at these situations and removing the human element to all of this. And perhaps a lot of people are doing that when it comes to the ICE agent, and people who are supporting the ICE agent seem to be doing that when it comes to Alex Preddy. And this is why when I look at a lot of these conversations that I'm seeing, it is either it's like almost 100% where one person is either standing for Alex Preddy and not saying anything that Alex Preddy could have done wrong, you know, not saying, you know, not showing any empathy for the situation that the cop may be in, the agent. Or on the other side, it's people that are totally just on the side of the ICE agent, not addressing anything wrong that the ICE agent could have done, but pointing out every single issue that Alex Preddy perhaps did to them. And when I say this is why, and looking at it like this, I'm realizing that this is where the division comes into play. This is where the narratives come into play. This is where we remove that humanist element to it and just look at it from a position where we're just picking sides like a Democrat or Republican. That's how I'm seeing a lot of this stuff. Hold on, the religion argument. So L was talking about the religion argument, that we don't talk about religion, but don't act on our beliefs. L, this is not making sense. I'm being honest. I don't know what, I don't know what you mean. The religion argument, that we talk about religion, but don't act on our beliefs. Please explain in detail, or we could just move on. And maybe that's just the best way. Maybe that's just What I'm saying is that we don't insert a lot of God when it comes into these situations. When we prioritize law over morals and completely remove morals from these situations, what we're pretty much saying is that who's supposed to establish our morals, right? For a lot of us, religion, right? That establishes our faith. We talked the other day about walking by faith. That's just walking by religious principles. That's what it actually means. It doesn't mean walk around blind. It means walk based on these principles that God is teaching us, right? So if that's the case, that's supposed to establish our morals, our principles. So when we remove all morals from situations, and when we're now just focusing on law, then we're prioritizing man over God, and not using that to address a lot of these situations that I think are needed. And when we go into it by removing the God element, by removing doing to others as we want done unto us, when you look at that cop shooting Renee Good or that cop shooting Alex Preddy, if the roles were reversed, would that cop want somebody else to treat him the same way? If the roles were reversed and that cop was driving the car, Renee Good, we're not talking about right versus wrong or justified versus this. Would he want somebody to do the same thing? Would he want somebody, if he had somebody in his family? Maybe he would, maybe he wouldn't, but that's just my opinion on it. So let's just get into some of these videos without me talking off y'all heads. And I don't know if I can, maybe my opinion will change by the end. But this was a video that, who's the guy, Bovino? Bovino put out when he was asked about whether or not they'll reveal the name of the police officer who did the shooting. So let's take a look at this. So now you agree, L. He went from you're wrong to, all right, it must be me. It's the coffee that I had this morning. I love you. You know that. All right, so let's get into this video, Bovino, and we'll get into the video of Kash Patel after that and see where everybody is. Let me make sure it's shared on the screen. I'll be over here. I like this side better.
Commander Bovino, when it comes to the shooting, from what I understand, there were 2 agents who fired shots. We know one of the agents had 8 years experience, and we know he was a less lethal instructor and had this training. What did the other agent, what was his history, and are they both working right now or are they on administrative leave?
All agents that were involved in that scene are working, not in Minneapolis, but in other locations. That's for their safety. There's this thing called doxing, and the safety of our employees is very important to us. So we're going to keep those employees safe. As far as the number of shots, the number of agents involved, that again is going to come out in the investigation.
So, do y'all believe with an accountability for police officers' names? Do you think that their names should be released? I just thought that this was an interesting clip. That it sounded like, we'll listen to it one more time, but it sounded like they're not planning on releasing the name of the agent.
Commander Rogino, when it comes to the shooting, from what I understand, there were 2 agents who fired shots. We know one of the agents had 8 years experience, and we know.
So there were 2 agents that fired shots. I was not aware of that. I was not aware of that. Is that new information for y'all as it is for me? I was definitely not aware of that there were 2 agents. And this, hold on, let me, so I had this thought in my mind the other day, and I was like, you know what I think may have occurred? I don't really, let me rephrase that. You know what I think may end up coming out is that when Alex Preddy was on the ground, I was sitting here wondering, how did they know that he had a gun on him? And I almost would not be surprised. Let me not say I think this is going to happen, but I almost wouldn't be surprised if it comes out that Alex Preddy, while he was on the ground, told them, I'm armed. I can't wait to see the police footage, the body cam footage. And I hope it has audio on it, because I'm almost sitting here wondering, like, did he tell them that he was armed? How did they find out that he was armed? Are they going to try to make it seem like he reached for it, but then the video is going to come out and show like, I'm armed, I'm armed, I'm armed? I would not be surprised if that's the case, but I was not aware that there were actually 2 officers that shot. That is a new detail for me. I don't know if that was new for y'all.
He was a less lethal instructor and had this training. What did the other agent, what was his history, and are they both working right now or are they on administrative leave?
All agents that were involved in that scene are working, not in Minneapolis, but in other locations. That's for their safety. There's this thing called doxing, and the safety of our employees is very important to us. So we're going to keep those employees safe. As far as the number of shots, the number of agents involved, that again is going to come out in the investigation.
All right, so I don't know if that's what he was saying. I think the caption was a little bit misleading. Let me actually look up, are y'all familiar? So doxing, I wasn't familiar with it. So I guess that is what he's talking about, doxing. So it's the act of publicly exposing someone's private personal information online without their consent, usually to harass, intimidate, or endanger them. So that's what he was referring to. So the caption was on point. Do y'all think that names should be exposed, or those names should be protected? As we get into the next video, I want to know your opinion on that. I'm seeing where this is going to go. And I have this video for y'all to show after this Kash Patel video that I know may perhaps reshift or shift people's perspectives a bit. But we'll see. All right. So this is Kash Patel. This is actually the interview from yesterday, but this is more of an extended interview that we didn't get to see. So I want us to take a look at this before we get into this new video. But I will, matter of fact, I'll give you a little hint. The guy's first name is Kyle, and has an interesting last name. But perhaps that'll serve as a refresher. Let's take a look at this video and get your guys' thoughts.
Of Border Patrol. What can you tell us?
Great to be with you, Maria. And look, Secretary Noem stated it perfectly. You do not get to attack law enforcement officials in this country without any repercussions. You do not get to do that in Minnesota, LA, or anywhere else. And the interagency is leading the charge out there. We've already arrested with the interagency those that violated the FACE Act and impeded a peaceful prayer in church. We've already just last night arrested 4 more individuals involved in the damage of government property that we saw the videos of online. We've arrested other individuals who've made threats to law enforcement online. So we are not messing around. It doesn't have to be in person. If you threaten law enforcement officials or civilians, we are going to come find you. And as for this latest shooting, yes, DHS and HSI are the lead, and the FBI is processing the physical evidence. So we're in possession of the firearm, which is going to go to our laboratory. But as Secretary Noem said, No one who wants to be peaceful shows up at a protest with a firearm that is loaded with 2 full magazines. That is not a peaceful protest, and you do not get to touch law enforcement. You do that anywhere, this FBI is going to be leading the charge to arrest those.
But how was
Let's keep going.
he threatening Border Patrol? You
Right.
collected the evidence.
Right. Hold on. Great question,
But
man.
how was he threatening Border Patrol? You've collected the evidence, you said, right? You have the handgun in your possession?
That's right.
And how was he using that handgun in terms of threatening Border Patrol? What was the threat? He had his camera, right? He was filming it.
That's something that I will let the DHS and the prosecutors, because they are the ones investigating.
So you can comment on everything else. you can jump out there and say, you can't do this, you can't do that. But then when somebody asks, well, was he doing that? And if so, how was he doing it? Oh, nah, you got to go talk to them about that. Like you see the story that he's trying to paint. He's trying to paint this narrative. And this is kind of wild, I would say, that they're getting called out by Fox News on this, but then you have to always remember, follow the money. I'd be very interested in how much the NRA actually, I'd be interested in if the NRA, it has some type of involvement with Fox, because it seems like this, I would expect this question to be asked more on a MSNBC, CNN, questioning Kash Patel. I'm a bit surprised, and maybe this is just because, hey, you know, we got to stand by our guns first and foremost, our right to bear arms. But I was surprised that she asked this.
Threatening Border Patrol. You've collected the evidence, you said, right? You have the handgun in your possession?
That's right.
And how was he using that handgun in terms of threatening Border Patrol? What was the threat? He had his camera, right? He was filming it.
That's something that I will let the DHS and the prosecutors, because they are the ones investigating that case. I don't want to stylize that evidence, but I trust the men and women on the ground who are trained professionals to only use it when it's absolutely necessary. And I trust Secretary Noem's leadership and DHS and HSI to do the right thing, as they've always done in these scenarios.
Bro, this is the goofiest. Bro is a goof, man. Bro is a goof. This is like saying, I trust, like you play sports, I trust this person to have a perfect game every single game. No, mistakes are made. You're going to have bad plays. I trust that with this training that they're only going to use this type of, but I told y'all I had another video for y'all. So I don't know how this was gifted to me on my X timeline, but shout out to the algorithm. I'm going to show y'all a clip. Y'all remember the Kyle Rittenhouse situation? And I didn't even know anything about this situation. I heard of it, but I did not know what ended up happening. But I'll read the caption for you guys. But it says, you remember Kyle Rittenhouse and how he was made a hero on the right. I'm sure there are people on the conservative side who are saying, you mean you can't take a firearm to a protest? But you were just celebrating the guy for doing it a couple years ago. Alex Preddy's firearm was lawfully being carried. He didn't point it at cops. Now, to each their own. I want to go into this, another video from Fox. Hey, Fox, we're on a roll with you.
You remember Kyle Rittenhouse and how he was made. And I think what frustrates people, you remember Kyle Rittenhouse and how he was made a hero on the right. I am sure there are people on the conservative side who are saying, wait a minute, you mean you can't take a firearm to a protest because you were just celebrating the guy for doing it a couple of years ago? Alex Preddy's firearm was lawfully being carried. It's lawful to carry a gun in Minnesota. He never brandished it. He didn't point it at the cops. And I think what frustrates people, you remember Kyle Rittenhouse.
So Kyle Rittenhouse, for those that aren't, I see a couple people in the comments saying that his trial was crazy. I wasn't familiar with his trial. So let me read a little bit of context on what the Kyle Rittenhouse situation was. So here's a brief, accurate explanation of what happened with Kyle Rittenhouse, the person people are referring to. All right. So in August 2020, during civil unrest in Kenosha, Wisconsin, following protests over the police shooting of Jacob Blake, Rittenhouse, then 17 years old, went into the area armed with a rifle. Surveillance and phone video show him encountering several people amid protest. shooting 3 individuals, Joseph Rosenbaum, Anthony Huber, and Gage Grosskreutz. Probably shouldn't have pronounced it. Yeah, Grosskreutz. Hopefully I'm pronouncing it correctly. Rittenhouse later left the scene and then turned himself into authorities the next day. He was charged with multiple offenses, including homicide. At his 2021 trial, his defense argued he acted in self-defense after confrontations with the people he shot. A jury ultimately acquitted him of all charges, finding that he had acted to protect himself under Wisconsin self-defense law. After the trial, Rittenhouse became a polarizing public figure. Some people support him as a defender of Second Amendment rights. Others criticize the episode as vigilantism. Why did it vigilantism? All right. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. I don't know. What is it? Is it the gun, or is it like so somebody can bring a gun? And this is why I hate the whole Democrat versus Republican and how we approach these things from that standpoint, simply from a moral standpoint of doing unto others as we would want done unto us. This is exactly why. Because we get caught up in, well, Kyle Rittenhouse, he was a hero to the conservatives. He brought a gun and shot protesters. He was a hero, got acquitted of everything. Symbolically, he was a hero to a lot of conservatives for defending the right to bear arms. But then when it's a Democrat, when it's Alex Preddy, when he's protesting something that you don't like, right? When somebody's standing for something that you don't like, it alters how you look at the situation. Now it's no longer about, well, you have the right to bring a gun. You have the right to bear arms. Now it's, well, why would you bring a gun to a protest? That's dumb. And the energy just doesn't seem to be consistent. That's all I'm saying. You could be on it one way or another. But this is why when I try to approach these situations, it's very much from a standpoint of, okay, let me look at this over here, what this side did. Let me evaluate what that side did. Not going into it with, hey, I have to prove this because I'm on this side. So therefore, this is the narrative that I want to push. So therefore, I'm just going to lean into this without giving any accountability to the other area, because that's what happened. Y'all saw it in the conversation yesterday, and I've seen it in every single conversation that I've seen on TV when it comes to this situation. The people that are on one side are on one side and show no accountability towards the other side. They will talk about everything that Alex Preddy did wrong, everything, why he shouldn't be at a protest, why he shouldn't have had a gun on him. And a lot of those things I agree with, but they never mention one thing that the officer did wrong. And it's the same on the flip side. And it was the same thing with Renee Good. Everybody wants to point out the fact that Renee Good, oh yeah, she shouldn't have driven away from a cop. She shouldn't have done this. You're absolutely right. What she did was dumb as hell. But it's funny how those same people never took the time to actually look at the rule book of Homeland Security. You're not supposed to walk in front of a car. That's pretty dumb, especially when you just got dragged by a car a few months ago, and that's your defense as far as you being in such a traumatic situation and reacting how you did with Renee Good. It's just not consistent behavior when it comes to us evaluating these situations. We're evaluating them through a political lens rather than a godly lens, rather than a moral lens. We're just simply going to the law. Think about that. We're prioritizing law over morals. Morals, we're supposed to be led by God, right? We're supposed to stand on the principles of God more than we stand on the principles of law. That's one of the reasons why we decided to get rid of slavery when it was legal, right? Because we said, hey, morally, this is wrong. Imagine if we just looked at it from a law standpoint and said, hey, it's the law, it's legal. You can't go against the law. No, from a moral standpoint, we can no longer do this. We can no longer do this. I'm assuming that's why slavery has been banned for most of the countries, I would say, or mostly throughout the world. I can't say everywhere. At least that form of slavery, because of a moral reason. It wasn't because of legal, like law, right? You could put it in law right now. We need to get to a godly standpoint to where our judgment is not being based on, what is the law? What are the politicians putting in play? What are the lawmakers? What are they writing down? Okay, how can I justify it based on that? Would God be proud of how you executed those actions? Would God be okay with would God be okay? Are you justified in God's eyes based on what you did? And this is what I was referring to earlier, El, and the comment that I think you were referring to when Finn was saying, hey, we just want something to believe in. Now, you may feel that you're different, but when we were just on this show yesterday, you didn't hear that. We were throwing morals to the side, right? Oh, well, we can't look at it from a moral standpoint. I think we get too caught up in morals. Well, shit, what else is there to get caught up in? What else is there to get caught up in? You telling me that you stand on a cop's word more than God? You talk about we can only have a country if we enforce laws. Like, so damn, we standing on politicians more than we standing on God? This is why we're in the position that we're in today. This is why the world is going mad. This is why God is probably, trying to figure out whether he should destroy this human race, either by flood, maybe by fire. He's probably figuring out, or maybe let these idiots do it on their own. Maybe he's sitting back saying that. We've completely removed God from how we assess certain situations in the world and only look at it from a legal law lens. And we'll see where that gets us. We will 100% see where that gets us. Let me make sure I'm catching up with these comments. My fault. Shout out to Boogie Bug in the building. I see you, Bug. Oh, man. God is orderly. God is law. Whose law? Because I've been seeing, I've seen Jonathan, I appreciate you tapping in, by the way. Appreciate you. I think you were here yesterday and I saw you write a couple comments. So if I establish a law, you're saying that that's God? No, God has his own laws. What you're doing is you're conflating the two. You're making it seem like God is bound. But see what Jonathan's doing is let's get into it. This is manifest destiny. This is doctrine of discovery. That's what this is. It's imperialism. It's colonizing. God is law. See, when you try to pair your political stance with your view of God, that's how you get the mindset of when we sit back and wonder, like, damn, how could all these Europeans just set out and say, you know what? We can just rape, pillage, take over whatever land as long as that they don't believe in this Christ that we believe in. We can do any and everything to them. We can rape their women. We can take their land. We can kill their kids. That way we got to get rid of the offspring and the men because we can't have them growing up to where they could fight. They may stage a protest against us. We're the good folk. We're doing it in the name of God. This is manifest destiny. This is law. No, you're conflating the two, and conflating the two is probably the reason why we've gotten in all of these situations. It's probably been the reason for a lot of these evil actions that have occurred over the world over hundreds of years, thousands of years, have been justified based on conflating God with and religion with law. Perhaps religion is. Y'all understand what I'm saying, right? Y'all understand what I'm saying, right? God is orderly. God is law. You saying that God is law has nothing to do with the law that the United States of America creates. There's plenty of different types of laws. So God told you, hey, in this area, go 55 miles per hour. That's God? Like, bro, knock it off. We're not going to do that. Stop trying to use God to justify what we just saw yesterday and what we saw with Renee Good as being the right thing to do and how to handle a situation. We're not doing that. All right, let's keep it moving. God is law. So God was slavery? I guess it was. So I guess God was law. So slavery was God, right? That was law, right? I mean, it does talk about it in the Bible, in the Old Testament, so maybe you are correct on that standpoint. I don't know. I'm just asking you, Jeremy. Don't go anywhere, but I want you to answer that question. I'm Jonathan. Don't go anywhere. So it says, do not mistake the philosophy of men as the true essence of God. Well, am I mistaking it? Or was the conversation yesterday that you were supporting, if I remember correctly, I didn't say throw morals out the window, but I remember you, if I'm correct, and that was you yesterday, I believe you were on that side of the fence. I'm not the one saying throw morals out the window. I'm saying to bring the morals back. Let's keep it moving. Let's keep it moving. Hold on. Shout out to L. L said, I'm guided by my morals. Don't care. It's human life. We are becoming desensitized. That's very true. That's very true. That's very true. Finn said, who's God? Which one are we talking about? Genuine question. Well, that's for the believers that only believe that they control. I don't look at it like that. You know, I'm everything. I'm Jewish. I'm Christian. I'm Muslim. I'm Buddhist. To me, there's just one God. Now, I know people like to gatekeep and say, oh, well, if you don't believe in this God, you can't hang out with us in the club when you transition out of this reality in your bubble of living in this world. You can't transition into this club. You can't go with the cool kids. You can't sit at the cool lunch table. I know a lot of people look at it like that. I don't look at it like that. I don't look at it like that. And I don't want to break it down too much because I don't want to start offending people based on what is God. But that's a very good question that you asked, Finn. Very good question. Glay, what's good, Glay?
Fuck they talking about?
Bro, we looked at a few different videos. We had Bovino, that's the guy, the director of ICE.
Oh, yes.
So we had a couple. So he said that they're not going to expose the names of so first off, 2 officers shot. I didn't know that.
Officers shot by civilians?
No. The ICE agents in the situation with Alex Preddy, he said that there were 2 officers that shot Alex Preddy. I didn't know that. Yeah, I didn't know that. So there were 2 officers, and I believe it was 10 times he was shot. I believe so.
Was he saying it on some shit like, yo, we kind of was wilding? Or he saying like, yeah, 2 officers shot, we on business?
Nah, I think they just gonna stand, they gonna ride for it. He's saying it exactly how you would expect him to say it.
He's spinning with them.
Nah, he riding with his team, bro. He riding with his gang. What you expect? You can't go against the gang, bro.
Okay.
You can't go against the gang.
Y'all know where the energy at. Okay. All right. Thank you for the update. That's wild.
So this is let me ask you this, Glay. Have your thoughts changed since yesterday? Because that's what we started off. And I wanted Abuhan. I didn't see Abuhan getting in. I didn't see him in the convo yet, but I wanted to highlight that because that was in real time. And I don't even think we spent much time yesterday talking about it, how Abuhan, and he admitted in the comments, he completely pulled a 180. And that's the thing. Until you showed that second angle, he was like 100% on board with Mike and that type of mindset. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Which could be somewhat I won't say understandable, but I can see their perspective.
Right. And that's the thing. And that's why we celebrated him yesterday. It's like, yo, if you get more information, then you got to be willing to change your stance. But also before that, it's like perhaps we should get as much information as we can before standing so hard on one side. Because in a lot of these arguments, and I was talking to them yesterday, I keep seeing people are either 100% on the officer side or 100% on Alex Preddy's side. There's just no like, yo, okay, these are the things that Alex Preddy could have done wrong or could have done better or improved on. These are the things where he put himself in a position to have something happen. Here's the things that the officer should have done right or should have, done. But you don't see any of that.
No, you don't. You're right. I see a lot of allegiance to a particular side. And you're right. When you come into an even kill like that, it allows opportunity for people to change and be wrong. And that's what I liked about what transpired yesterday. See, I saw that clip, but I saw the clips that those guys also saw too. So I saw a little bit multiple angles on that joint. Not to say if you saw one angle, you may make your positioning and your stance then and there. But what I like about what Abuhan displayed, which we can all take a page from, is like, oh shit, bro, I did not see that. I didn't see that angle. You know what? Nah, you right, y'all. They wildin'. I like that, bro. It allows me to know that nobody thinks they're bigger than the truth. Regardless of what side we on, we can still critique or encourage change on what we may not align with in all the time. And that's the space we have to allow. We got to allow people to be wrong. Y'all be like, so like hoarding like what's right. It's like, bro, you be wrong, bro. Be wrong. It's okay. You're not weak. You're not less than a man. You're not less than a woman. It's okay to be wrong and approach it with the same enthusiasm as you do when you're right. It's okay.
Mm-hmm. And I think that, and Michelle, you correct me if I'm wrong, but I think people just go into this like fans. Like if you're a Democrat, it's almost like you're just trying to tally up as many different wins as you can on your side and then tally up as many different L's for the Republicans as you can to make you feel better about being a Democrat. And I think the same thing's done on the Republican side, where it's like even this comment, Michelle, I'm gonna show you how easy this is when you look at it from perhaps how BK and I are looking at it rather than being affiliated with your gang. Go ahead, Glay, my fault.
Am I good?
It sounds good. I don't hear the thump. Do a little. Your mic sounds good though.
Okay.
Yeah, you sound good. But Michelle wrote, what about the officer that got his finger bit off? And now I saw a story about this where there were some ICE agents of somebody that got his finger. Michelle, this is very simple.
That was wrong.
Nobody should be biting somebody's finger off. That's an ICE agent. Like, it doesn't have to be anything more than that.
Yes.
Like, did you think I would defend it and say like, well, because of it? Yo, it's just, yeah. That's one person who decided to bite a finger off. They should get in trouble for biting an officer's finger off.
Period.
That's a rat. Like that's obviously that's wrong.
That's it.
Like there doesn't have to. Like I have no allegiance to either side to where I feel like I have to just. Yo, I got to one up. Well, I can't say this because if I say this, then that's gonna make me, bro. Look, I already told y'all I voted for Trump. And I've been criticizing him for the last 8 months heavy, maybe more than that, maybe 9 or 10 months now that I'm thinking about it.
You do it with Nick.
Bro, everything's off the table, bro. Like let me rephrase that. They're like when you acknowledge that you made a mistake or something with something or anything, or that you were wrong, it's like it's so freeing. It doesn't force you to nail down certain points just because you feel like you got to stand on something that aligns with your group, that aligns with this agenda. Yo, it's freeing. We got to get beyond that. We got to get beyond that. What is this? Michelle, you tell me. What about the officer that got his finger bit off? You wrote the question, or you like what? You want us to do? We could do a story on that too. It just wasn't as big. You know, it's simple. I think most people can agree. Nobody should be biting ICE agents' fingers off.
Yeah, and I see Michelle. I see you said I'm not trying to one up anyone. I just mentioned it, but you got to understand, like the way it's prefaced, we're speaking out a specific situation that we're focusing all our attention on. So we think that most likely, if somebody brings something else to the proposition or the discussion, it's to simply shift our attention as if we should be like evaluating both in either their severity or situation or whatever it is. So if you don't agree with the shooting today, why can't we just focus on that? Like, why must we bring other things? Because now we start taking away from what we are focused on, which is that situation with Petty was not what we necessarily felt like was moral and ethical. And there could have been some things to prevent that. Let's stay there. Let's not say, well, you did this and that, because now we're not allowing everybody to use their flow and their focus on what we're talking about. And then when that chapter is closed, hey, we heard there was some finger biting. Let's talk about that. But when you put it in a chronological order, I'm just telling you how it may present itself. It presents itself as if we need to choose the lesser of two evils. We need to, well, what about this if this happened? What about that if that happened? It's like, nah, we want to address things even kill, step situation by situation. We don't have an allegiance to this. And I'm sure you probably feel the same way. It's like, look, you ain't outside. Like, we ain't going outside in 10 degree weather talking about X, Y, and Z. That's not what we are. So I want to also allow that space for people to be like, look, I can be Republican. Trump, you tripping. Or, yo, I usually rock with police and I don't like these guys standing in the street. But look, shooting somebody in broad daylight, I'm not going for that. That's what we're trying to say. So when you preface it like that, it does make it a little bit more as if we have to pick one versus the other, and then it starts diminishing the initial conversation because now you're bringing something that will deter everybody's attention is all I'm saying. So I hope you can take that without, just how it's presented.
Right. And Unc said something, and actually, and I see Abuhan in the building now, but I saw Unc say something, and L agreed, and Leslie and Mama Lay agreed. I don't really think it has anything to do with Democrat or Republican at this point. That may be for us in this little bubble. Everything that we're seeing has to do with Democrat and Republican. The only reason why this situation is a situation is because of Democrat or Republican. So y'all may be the ones that are looking at this from a standpoint and saying, hey, this has nothing to do with Democrat versus Republican for me. But this is definitely Democrat versus Republican. You can clearly see the entire reason why this has been the Democrats' play from the beginning. The entire reason why these illegal migrants are here in the first place is because of Democrats wanting to bring in a new voting base. And then you knew exactly what would happen because they're smart individuals. So they knew that if you brought in 10 million illegal migrants, well, hey, even Barack Obama and the Democrats were talking about we got to deport illegal migrants. So therefore, when you bring in illegals, what do you think then is the next thing to do? Oh, now we have to spend time deporting them. How do you deport people that never had to even come in through a process to where you take record of them coming in? Well, now you have to do it exactly as they're doing it now, or that's one way to do it. And let me not say you have to do it. You could do it a bunch of different ways, but you knew that if you look at it from a lens of, hey, they're just trying to create chaos. You knew that if the Democrats did it one way, the Republicans going to try to one up them, then they try to one up them. You see how this situation plays out. So even though us in this chat, we may not be looking at this as Democrat versus Republican, the majority of people in America are sheep. The majority of people in America look at this as Democrat versus Republican. Now, we're trying to wake people up to get them to look at it through a different lens because that doesn't work. But look at what's going on. Look at the protests. Look at everything. Look at the police that won't even show up and protect the actual people. The police in a lot of these based on what I'm hearing, the police. Where were the police in this situation? You got protests going on. Protect your people. You are a civil servant. Regardless of whether you don't like the politics of Trump and then bringing in ICE, that's even more reason to get your ass out there and start protecting the people. All of this is based on this goofy Democrat versus Republican. Just like a lot of it's based. Labels have separated us, and I was getting ready to go in a different direction that I'm sure some of y'all may assume, but labels consistently separate us. And when they separate us, to me, they alter a lot of our logic and remove a lot of our morals in the conversation and just go based on what's best for my particular group's agenda. That's how I'm seeing it, Glay. I don't see how people are saying it's not Democrat versus Republican.
Tell me this, Glay. I'm not familiar with why people say that, though. Like, what makes this a situation like this happens? Like, what makes people automatically, I start seeing in general, like, oh, this is the Democrats. This is like, what is it about the Democrats that makes this?
As far as bringing in migrants?
Yeah, like, I don't even know. Yeah. I don't even know where the stem is.
Very, very simple. Very simple. When you're losing in elections, like the reason why Barack Obama felt that he could come out and wag his finger at black people, right? You have a group of victims. When you go back to Lyndon B. Johnson, when he started to create a lot of these social programs, black people didn't necessarily vote for Democrat as much as we vote for them now. You know what I'm saying? And even put that point to the side. When you have all these social programs, what they do is they appeal to a group of victims. It sees them as, hey, they're helping me with something. I'm a victim, and this group is helping me. This other group is telling me, no, you got to figure it out on your own. So who is my affiliation going to be to? The people that are giving me handouts, right? So then you eventually get to a point, and I think a lot of people are, where we're like, yo, eventually we're going to call your bluff. Every time you run for something, you're talking about reparations when you run in to try to get our vote. Then when you get in office, we don't hear anything about it. You're talking about all these things specifically related to what you're going to do for black people. Then when you get in office, you don't do anything. You know what I'm saying? You're prioritizing the LGBTQ, like Joe Biden got up there and said his number one priority was the LGBTQ community. So now a lot of people that they've made promises to and haven't fulfilled those promises are looking the other way like, bro, we don't believe y'all anymore. So what do they then have to do? They have to find a new group of victims that will buy into their bullshit. So what do? They try to bring in 10 million illegal migrants. They're going to try to give them all these social benefits that the conservatives don't want to give them. So when they're getting all these things and when they're the ones that are opening the border up for a lot of these people, who do we think that they're eventually going to vote for? Let's say that they obtain citizenship. They're going to be voting for Democrats. And then even if that group never obtains citizenship, their kids will be American citizens. They will be born in America. So therefore, their kids will then be voters of the Democratic Party. It's a new victim group that they can appeal to in order to say, hey, you're not treated fair in this country, but if you vote for us, we can help you. So that's how this stuff all plays out. So that's why Democrats wanted these illegal migrants to come in, and why a lot of conservatives who are always, this mindset even now where they're saying like, hey, the number of white people are going to eventually be the minority in this country. That's very scary to people. That's very scary because what it's doing is it's changing the entire culture of the country. When you go to a lot of these neighborhoods, whether it's Minnesota, Michigan, let's say like with the Somali populations or a lot of these Muslim populations, they're playing the prayers over loudspeakers in some of these towns. They're adopting to the Somali culture. They're building 90-foot statues of Buddhist symbols. You know what I'm saying? So all of these things Americans are seeing. So it seems like it's just a recipe for everybody to go at each other. You get what I'm saying?
Okay.
But Democrats, in my opinion, are intentionally doing this.
How are they able to let immigrants in? Like, how are Democrats able to be like, y'all can come in for free?
You tell people that when they get here, they're going to be taken care of. And that if you're a refugee, we take all refugees in. You say all this stuff, and then you have a weak border. You don't have people policing the border. You don't have agents at the actual border deterring people from coming in. You just have weak. It's no different than what happened after with 2020 and COVID. I remember going into the city where I kept seeing like all those little small bikes and stuff driving around in the city, and I would see cops. And before 2020, I saw that there was policing that was much more, how would I say, not harsher, but just a little bit more or a lot more, they were just tougher policing. You know what I'm saying? And then they became a lot more lax after 2020. After George Floyd, a lot of police officers, they actually became a little bit more lax. So you see a lot of these things happening and just taking shape in different ways.
Oh, and so the Democratic Party, they were able to influence the border because a Democratic president was in office.
Yeah. Okay. They allowed, bro.
So he's just shoot a text, or he just kind of say it on the podium, like, yo, like little things to motivate people to kind of be like, yo, pull up.
Programs. For an example, in California, matter of fact, hold up, don't even trip. I got a video from this. Dr. Oz was just talking about this. Hold on. Dr. Oz was just talking about this. I'm going to show you exactly how you incentivize it.
Okay.
Exactly how you incentivize it.
See, I ain't know what people made people run to that stuff.
I got you. Is it on the screen? Yeah, you see it.
Yeah. Damn, he look hella different now with that gray hair.
I think that's Dr. Oz.
Oh.
Let's talk about illegal immigrants. So Gavin Newsom was giving us a hard time for threatening the health insurance of illegal immigrants. Just to be very transparent, if you're on Medicare, you don't get free dental, you don't get free vision. You do if you're an illegal immigrant in California.
This is the infuriating
part. Anyway, so you got taxpayers in New Mexico, right, which is a blue state but a poor state, paying extra tax dollars to the federal government that are recycled back into LA to deal with the fraud that I'm talking about. So illegal immigrants, he's mad. We're horrible people. We're Republicans. You have no conscience. You have no heart. As soon as we made it clear we were no longer going to pay for illegal immigrants in California, what did he do? He took them off Medi-Cal. Now, he didn't take them off. He took them up on the federal side. So in theory, only emergency services are going to get paid for illegal immigrants in California, which is a national law.
And is reasonable.
Reasonable. Now, we want babies delivered, car accident victims.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, of course, get health care, but not elective.
You got the main point of it, right? It was really just the first 30 seconds. Illegal migrants come in and they get free dental and vision in California, he's saying. And he's like, yo, the people that are paying for them to have the free vision and free dental don't even get free vision and free dental.
Yeah.
That's how you incentivize people to come here.
And so that's the Democratic Party in a nutshell.
That's the Democratic Party providing those. California is like, if you want to just see what it's like, a radical Democratic state, go to California. This is where they got boys playing sports against girls. This is where the teachers don't have to tell their parents, the parents of kids that are transitioning socially to become a girl when their parents are dropping them off as their sons, and the teachers aren't obligated to tell them. All these different things are playing out in California with Gavin Newsom, who's probably most likely to become our president in the next election. Okay. I would say he's the favorite. I can't think of anybody else.
Yeah, Abuhan, that's Dr. Oz, bro. I'm blown away. I'm not even realizing I'm getting old. This motherfucker, last time I saw him, had brown hair.
That's funny.
And this dude is a full salt and pepper vibe now. But okay, cool. So when they incentivize, do all these things, and now we're in this situation where ICE got to pull up. Trump like, I ain't off none of that. Y'all motherfuckers got to get out of here if it ain't legal. Now we got this whole situation with ICE clamping down, stepping on, like doing what they doing. But this was a problem. This was a problem way before it was a problem. Now it's just, it was in favor to one particular party. And so it wasn't as loud. But now that it sounds like the Republicans got to go clean up what the Democrats have been incentivizing for so long, now they're being held liable or accountable for what they're doing, when really this is really the Democrat who incentivized this crap from the day one.
Yes, it just goes back and forth. This is why, see, I think the biggest fear for these Democrats and Republicans, see, they may not like when Democrats and Republicans work together, right? They may not like when we come together on a common cause. They may not like that, but they don't hate that. That's not their biggest fear. Their biggest fear is people walking away from both parties. Dropping their flag and giving up their allegiance to both parties. That's their biggest fear, because then they can no longer manipulate and control us in the way that they've been able to so far. People, if you're a Democrat, it's very hard for you to look at situations and criticize the other side, or criticize your own side, I should say. It's very easy to criticize your own people. It's very easy to criticize, it's very easy to criticize the other side. It's very hard to be critical of the things that the Democratic Party is doing. It's the same thing if you're a Republican. It's very hard. So that's what we rely on. That's why when we just talked about here in this situation, we saw it in the conversation yesterday, you can say every little thing that one person did on one side and not even realize that in that conversation, you didn't even address one thing that the other side did. Mm-hmm. And that's when the conversation doesn't go anywhere. Because it's more about an affiliation and trying to prove my argument right rather than to resolve something and get to some sort of common ground. That's how I see it.
Gotcha. Mama,
it's just a play.
I get it. And so now, if these guys in hindsight, if these cats working together,
Mama Lay said that's not Dr. Oz.
It's not.
That's why I was like, I don't think this is him.
No, it is. I could tell by his face. That's just new hair.
Let me look him up.
Yeah, that's Dr. Oz, bro. I was just looking at a video of him yesterday about something.
Yo, that's Dr. Oz.
Damn, nigga, I ain't seen him since the.
Hold up, that's Dr. Oz. That's who Dr. Oz was?
Yes, bro. I'm blown away. I'm getting old this fast, bro.
Yo.
I'm blown away how old I'm getting. I don't want to go. I'm getting too old.
All right, my fault. All right,
slow this shit down, bro.
Yeah, that's Dr. Oz.
Yeah, but see, but the real play is if you really a Republican and you a Democrat and you in these political office, nigga, the super play is like, all right, what y'all on? All right, what y'all on? All right, y'all running this for, we gonna do this. Look, you're gonna have to pay it back on that 5th year. Let us get our, you know what I'm saying?
Bro,
nigga, that's the
they not even involved in those convos, bro. This is not, no. This is not that. The owners of the team ain't talking to the players like that.
No, that's what I meant. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, the owners are saying, the owners, yo, so I don't know if it's the NBA or the NFL where I just heard this. and I may be completely wrong, but just to make the point, I'll go out on a limb. And even if it's still this, but this would just be to a greater extent, where that the owners, hold on, do all the owners of the NFL make the same amount of money? Hold on. Is there a revenue share?
Oh, like they split it?
NFL owners, yeah. So this is, let me, bro, you know, our conversations go everywhere. So I wasn't even preparing this. So it says, yes, the NFL has one of the most aggressive revenue sharing systems in all of professional sports. So that means the Dallas Cowboys, the Green Bay Packers, the Jacksonville Jaguars, they all get the same cut of national revenue. So everybody, like the national revenue, they all split it.
All 32 teams.
Yes.
No matter how good or bad the team is.
Right. So it's not, what's not shared equally is like the ticket sales and the suites and the parking and stadium concessions and all that. But everything outside of that is split.
So it makes sense for them to work together.
Hold on. Actually, there's limited sharing here too. It says teams share 40% of their gate ticket revenue with the league pool. So the remaining 60% shares with the home team. So even their ticket sales, they have to share about 40%. So what was the point? I forgot why we even brought that up.
Well, I was trying to see if like the play would be these niggas working together. So
I was saying the owners, bro, the owners are working with each other. The owners are partners, not the players with the owners. The owners are the partners with the other owners.
So it's a group chat.
So they just have, we gonna have our team play against your team, and they gonna, fight each other, play and whatever. The Democrats and the Republicans, they're like goofy pawns. Even if they know that they're in the game, they're just playing against each other. They don't care because they're getting a certain amount of money. Just like players in the NFL don't care. I'm getting a certain amount of money. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm getting paid. I'm getting to it, so I don't care. It's the same thing with these politicians. They probably know that it'd be very hard for me to know, or for me to think that they don't know that they're on the same, like they're all a part of the same movie. They're just a part, like it's the WWE, like y'all said.
Damn, but it's just a little group chat.
All of this stuff, bro.
So it's a little group chat.
Bro, but they're not involved in the group chat. The actual players. That's what I'm saying.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm talking about owners right now. I'm talking about politicians.
Yeah, the owners are the people. We don't even know these people. We don't even know these people.
So like Marjorie Taylor Greene, like all these are the players.
Marjorie Taylor Greene is a player that doesn't like that sees the game like a Thomas Massey, and she's like, nah, like what are y'all talking about? I'm not with this. And that's why nobody likes her on both sides. She'll get heat from both sides. You know what I'm saying? Because when you're willing to realize what's going on, it's like, wait, what? Like, this doesn't make any sense.
So, I mean, so when we say people are sheep, please define to me what y'all standards mean by that. Because I know when I think of sheep, it means you follow whatever the herd is doing. But y'all going to tell me, is this known? Like, this is known information, like, or people that are truly Democrat or truly Republican just be like, I didn't know that. Like, what is their reasoning behind continuing to perpetuate these behaviors when at the end of the day, the owners are texting in the group chat when y'all niggas is fighting in the streets?
The same way that the same reason everybody gets up.
And that goofy job. All right, here we got it.
You're getting paid. You start to buy into it. You ever seen like a sales rep? They start to, oh, wait, hold up. You actually believe in this product. Like it's to the point where it's some BS, but it's like you hear them talk about it and it's like, wait, you believe everything you're saying with this product. You're not just selling it. Like you actually believe it. That's what a lot of these politicians have gotten to the point. They like, oh, nah, you hear them talking about Israel, talking about all these things. You could tell where the money's coming from. Just look at what happened with COVID, bro. But remember what happened when Donald Trump was in office. He was the one that was pushing for the fast jab.
Why you always say jab? Why you always say jab?
Because I try not to say that, because I said that one time on a show and they flagged it for they said that I said something that was misleading based on the vaccination.
Okay, so what is the word that you're avoiding? What you just said?
Vaccine. Yeah. So when Donald Trump was pushing for the vaccine, All the Democrats were against it. It's too fast. It's too soon. I don't trust it. Da, da, da. As soon as Joe Biden and Kamala won, I think either that day or the next day, they released it. And then all the Democrats were on board with it, and a lot of conservatives were against it. It's like, yo, this is crazy. Like, I saw it in real time. And it's like nobody was even aware of it. Like, everybody just naturally just adjusted their stance based on, well, Trump lost. Now Kamala and Joe Biden, they're releasing it now, so it's good. Like, I saw it in real time, bro.
Okay, so niggas be leaning in wherever the bread coming from.
Bro, come on. That's just
I mean, damn, dog. Like,
bro,
niggas ain't got look, I'm cool with if you gonna lean because the bread coming from there, I'm actually okay with that if you're tapped in that you're leaning because the bread is coming from here. When you're losing yourself,
bro, you always gonna lose yourself. This is why, what's the saying? The greed is the lust for money, or is the root of all evil. Bro, that's all it is. What do we justify with? What is the famous say? What is the saying that we always bring up when it's like, hey, I'm just justifying me doing something bad? It's just business.
It's just business. It's just politics.
It's just business. What does that mean, bro? I'm disrespecting the shit out of you, bro. But don't feel disrespected because it's just business.
It's not personal.
Yeah. Like, wait, what? Like, that's definitely
that's personal.
So
damn. Okay, so that's what this whole thing. This is why I always hear, oh, it's Democrats or it's Republicans. Democrat, Republican. It's because
look at what Michelle just wrote. I was against it no matter who was for it. Michelle, you have to understand that you're not the rule. You're the exception. You're the anomaly. I know because I was the anomaly. And everybody was trying to force me, push me. I lost friends over it. Like my man, like one of my big homies. We got into it. And I sent him a text like a year ago, pretty much saying how disappointed I was in him because he was trying to press me about the vax. And I'm like, nah, bro, like I'm not rocking with that. Like, I don't believe in it. I haven't seen enough information on it. And I'm not telling people not to do it. I just don't want to do it.
Yeah, I'm not on it.
You know what I'm saying? Like, please, I hope it works out. I hope it's amazing. I hope it actually does work. But I'm cool. Based on my health, I'd rather not take it. And we were losing friendships. So, Michelle, even though you were against it, think about it. In this chat, we have to be very careful about, in this community, thinking that the rest of the world is like this. We've been drawn to this community based on the energy, and a lot of us, in my opinion, being like the outliers, whether in our family group, our friend group, whatever community. We're able to come here and have conversations where we disagree, see things differently, look at things from all different sides. But that's not what the majority of the country's on. It's just not. We've seen it. We've seen it play out. I remember when they were playing the videos of when the liberal stations, as soon as Biden and Kamala won, every single liberal station, they were saying like the exact same thing. They all got like the same script. Like they mashed it up like a music video and had everybody saying the same. Yeah. And it's like, yo, this is clearly a play, but nobody cares because if it's on their side, they're rocking with it. You know what I'm saying? They're going to figure out a reason to support it. And then you add the fear aspect to it. And a lot of people were fearful. So even people that were really against it, they still had that fear because they didn't want to not take it. Because what were they telling us? What were they showing us on the news? People in morgues. Yo, they got the trucks, the 18-wheelers shipping dead bodies out. So that created a mindset with us where it's like, yo, we'll put all of our simple logic and rationale to the side. Yo, we got to take that jab. And now what? You know what I'm saying? Now nobody's coming out. Matter of fact, hold up. Did we play the video of the vaccine video the other day?
I think you played something. It wasn't it was like a couple weeks ago, I think.
Nah. All right, so hold on. Look at this one. Hold on.
I remember Vons was in on that conversation. Y'all were talking about, and he was talking about what I mean? Like he had his position. I believe he's a paramedic or ambulance.
Yeah.
And he had his perspective. So it's not like like you were saying, it's not that it's not like that 2020 wasn't real. It's just the way that they turned it up.
It was very real, but you can create real things.
Okay, explain.
You can create real things. Like, what's real? You can create something real. Fear is real. Like, you can't tell somebody that fear ain't real if they're in fear.
Okay.
Hold on. I got to show y'all this clip, man. Oh, my God. Where is it? Keep going, Glay. My fault. Give me a sec.
Yeah, no, I was just trying to see. So it's just like, if it, it's not that it wasn't a moment. It's just like they saw that as an opportunity to kind of really lean their shoulder in on a situation that kind of turned things up and then you see these big companies, big pharma slide in, insurance slide in. A lot of people took advantage of the opportunity to make bread.
Right. Is this the video that we saw? This only came out January 22nd.
Oh, no,
so
that's not it.
So take a look at this. This is the former CDC director, Dr. Robert Redfield. Listen to what he said about it.
The problem is not the science of creating the vaccine. The problem was the public policy and how to use the vaccine. The vaccine should have never been mandated. It wasn't never meant to prevent transmission. It didn't prevent transmission. Probably was a misnomer to call it a vaccine. It's really more like a medicine. It doesn't stop infection. Children should have never been vaccinated. People shouldn't have been mandated to be vaccinated to go to school and work. So the policy side was totally misplayed, okay? And I know the vaccine came out on the 14th of December, and I was out of office on January 20th, so unfortunately I had very little influence on the policy, but I did argue that it should be a vaccine that we should use for the vulnerable. Put it in the nursing homes, put it in assisted living. Don't mandate this vaccine, didn't belong in children. So a lot of overreach, and as a consequence, the mRNA was a new technology. It hadn't, we don't know all of the potential negative consequences. I'll say this briefly because I see the timer. When I give you an mRNA vaccine, and I've talked to the FDA and others about this, when I give you an mRNA vaccine, I don't know how much spike protein you make. I turn you into a spike protein factory. I think the FDA should know how much protein do you make. And I don't know how long you make it. I think we ought to know how long do you make it. And I don't know the volume of distribution of it in your body. I think we should.
Bro, this is the former CDC director.
Yeah, he called it out.
He's saying what all the conspiracy theorists see. The conspiracy theorists were right, but people couldn't get out of their way. And it's not like the conspiracy theorists, when it came to this, were just smarter than everybody. It's just everybody else couldn't get out of their way of just seeing things through whatever political lens they wanted to see it through, and also the fear aspect. Because not only, when they say that they shouldn't mandate it, see, people I don't think that a lot of people are realizing it, unless I'm wrong. I may be wrong. But when it comes to them mandating it, they are selling us something. So therefore, it's not just about mandating it. It's about, now we have to create a reason to why we're mandating it, to justify mandating it. And that's where all the marketing came into play. That's where they had all the news outlets say, if you don't take it, you're selfish. You're the reason why people's grandmothers are dying. You're the reason why. And they had to create this fear that further divided us, made us even more scared, to where even when I first started talking to them about it, and they said that they would never take it, either their job, the pressure of them going back to work, or their fear tended to kind of play a role in, all right, I'll just take it. I'll just take the first shot. It shouldn't be an issue. And people start buying into that stuff. And that fear, and I'm glad Queez wrote fear was the number one reason. So when you said earlier, Glay, that was this something that was just made up, if you create fear around something, and you constantly show people examples of, hey, if you get this disease, you're going to die. This is going to kill you. I don't know about a lot of people, but a lot of these books that I read, when they talk about healing yourself, how you think is very important. So when you have this fear of now, like, I got this disease, I'm going to die. I'm going to die if I get this, If you have that mindset, what do you think we're going to have more deaths? Now, people will say that, people just don't die from the thoughts that they have. Okay, well, based on these books that I've been reading, actually, yeah. You can heal your shoulder. You can heal this. You can heal that by simply meditating, how you speak to yourself. Some people think that doesn't matter to people. I think that it does. When you create a fear, that's the whole placebo. That's literally the placebo example. When you convince people that they're getting medicine, they're going to heal. They're not even getting the medicine, but they think in their mind they receive the medicine. So they're just, in a lot of these studies, they've been just as likely to heal as the people that actually receive the medicine. And it works the other way when it comes to fear. So,
okay. Damn, it's a big play, bro.
It's all a play, bro. All of this stuff is a play.
Now, I know we're gonna segue to that nigga right there.
Hold up. Kanye?
Yes.
Nah. Hold on. I don't even know what that was. Oh, that's actually a good quote from Kanye. We should finish this off. Hold on.
That's
actually.
You didn't hear? You didn't see the recent shit?
Nah, Kanye said something.
Oh man, Clay.
What did he say?
Kanye, I believe, took a Wall Street
Israel stance.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Wall Street Journal article apologizing to the Black community and the Jewish community.
Yeah.
The Black community he let down, and then the Jewish, he's sorry for using anti-Semite terminology, things of that nature, and he wants to apologize. And it's because of his car accident that affected his frontal lobe.
Oh man, he didn't blame that. Nah. You had me with everything else.
Nah, I'm still going. Something about his frontal lobe, and ever since the car wreck, things have just been so different. And he believes that he wants to, he wants to say that situation there has caused him to of all these different lashing outs that have transpired.
They broke the buck. They broke him.
Damn.
What's your opinions?
As soon as I heard Kanye folded,
I'm not surprised. He's very emotional.
I said, look, there was one motherfucker. I was like, look, it's two niggas I ain't never seen fold. It was Ye and it was Kaepernick. They standing on business. Now all I got is Cap.
Yeah, Ye too emotional. Ye wants to be liked as much as I really think that when it comes to Kanye, and this is why when people start admitting that they're wrong or apologizing, he didn't admit that he was wrong. He didn't say what he was wrong about.
Okay. Yeah. Break it down then. Get at him.
I mean, based on what you're telling me, I didn't hear did he say that he was wrong about anything, or did he just apologize for hurting people's feelings?
It's possible. I won't say that he didn't.
Oh, because I don't know I want to know what he was wrong about.
Yeah, I don't know if he did say that. He might have, but what I do know what I did. What I did say is I do know that's what he did say. I don't know if he didn't say the other stuff.
Tell me what you were wrong about. Now, I don't need an apology. If you're going to apologize, tell me exactly what you're apologizing for getting wrong.
Yeah.
Don't just apologize for hurting people's feelings.
Yeah.
We know I don't know what's going on with Kanye. I can only imagine, and I don't envy Kanye when it comes to what he's probably facing, the level of backlash, the level of buck breaking that he's experiencing. I can't imagine it. Hold on, let me get Clay back in. You there, Clay?
Yeah, okay, I'm back.
Yeah, I can't imagine what Kanye's going through. I can't imagine the pressure that he's under. I can't imagine that. But what happens with Kanye, and this is the reason why I say he's so emotional, he'll lash out. See, if you have a more logical conversation without lashing out, then maybe you can get all of your points across without making a Hail Hitler song. You can say everything that you just said without having the wild X post or anything like that. The funny part about it is people will probably not even hear you. We know how this works. If he says something quietly, just from a logical standpoint, maybe a lot of people won't hear it as much. You know what I'm saying? It won't be as relevant. However, you still got to go about it that way, in my opinion, because what happens is now you start lashing out and you go over the top and you're performative with your rhetoric. Now you know that you're hurting people's feelings and you're saying it in a certain way that ultimately you're going to feel different about this from an emotional standpoint and you're going to end up apologizing.
That's what we see, like these people that start off where they just want to be truthful. Like I use a good example for that, I think, is Myron. Like when Myron started, it was more about like just telling y'all what the truth was. Now there's a character behind the truth. And same thing when you probably said with Nick Fuentes. It started off with the truth, but then you guys have to buy into this radical character that the algorithm can promote, that gets you posts and retweets and shares, and then you have to become something that you're not even really like that when we outside, bro. You don't really be doing all that Hail Hitler. You don't be calling your black, you don't call Conway an N-word. You don't do none of that. But because you have to put on this facade, you have to become this actor when you're in front of the screen, and because you're on the stage all the time, you start doing things that you wouldn't that's not the typical way you communicate. We've seen Myron and Candace Owens have some of the most respectful, civilized conversation all the time. But we also know Myron, when he gets in front of the camera and it's time to talk about a certain group, or whether it be black women and stuff like that, all of a sudden he got a Ku Klux hand shirt. He's calling people monkeys. It's like, damn, these niggas really becoming these characters because the algorithm drives that, and they know better than that. But at the end of the day, they're doing it for the likes and the shares.
Yeah, and Kanye's leading a lot of this stuff. You dressing up in a KKK uniform, bro. Leave the antics, just have the conversation. Mm-hmm. Because a lot of the things that you're saying, in my opinion, a lot of them are true. And you're not the first person to say it. There's a lot of scholars who have said it. There's a lot of people that say the things that Kanye says, but when he goes over the top with a lot of this stuff, trying to be performative, trying to lash out, trying to like, bro, hell, like you're making a Hail Hitler song. Like what is this accomplishing besides amping up people like Myron to now get in a position where they're just the character? It's like it's losing the value of the conversation when you have all this performative things around it. You know what I mean?
And you don't force the conversation to be had anymore.
Right. People don't take you seriously. People like, look at him. He's tripping. He's bipolar. He's going off on another rant. You know what I'm saying? All that type of stuff.
And the real convo of why you even started the situation loses steam. Now it becomes about how many antics can you put behind this messaging? How extreme can you go? Like, it starts off with, hey, I want the black community to X, Y, and Z. Then it becomes Wang half shirts. Then it becomes ethnic. Then it's like, bro, all right, well, we could have been civilized and have conversation. We could have worked on this, but then it just became how can you disrespect somebody more and more and more? And then now it's just like, all right, well, the conversation, like, of course people going to be defensive. Of course people not want to talk. Of course people are going to ignore you. Of course people going to cancel you. Of course people going to do all that stuff. Look how you went about it. You didn't go about it with the same intention that you had day one when the cameras weren't on. Now look what you've become because you wanted attention. You're right. Kanye has always needed that gratification from his mom. He's always needed somebody to co-sign him. And he's a very talented individual, but he has always let the viewers, the support, the care of what somebody else think drive him. And because he's so talented, he's been able to shape a lot of the culture when it comes to fashion and music and stuff like that with that. But he's living and dying by the same sword. And it shows a vulnerability in him in general. Yes, Kanye West may not care what the people think, but in a nutshell, by him constantly saying he don't care what the people think has made him create a group of community that cares what he thinks.
Yeah. And a lot of this is Kanye to me is just a insecure nerd who got famous. And there's nothing wrong with nerds. You know, we love nerds.
Yeah.
But he's an insecure nerd who became famous. So a lot of those insecurities, whether it's a doctor that I run into, you know, where it's like, bro, you were never cool. You always, you know, you were always uncomfortable socially. You were never like that person. You know what I'm saying? And then you get into this position where now you have power, you got some influence, and you still are impacted by those insecurities that you had back in middle school and high school. All of us are.
Yeah.
A lot of the things that we're insecure about as men, we dealt with, like a lot earlier on, and then we've held on to a lot of these things, and we're impacted by a lot of these things. You see what I'm saying? So when you have somebody like that, I'm not surprised. Like, he's overly emotional, all these different things. He was raised by a woman. Like, all of this stuff comes into play. All of this stuff comes into play. And speaking of that topic, speaking of women, speaking of the topic of being raised by women, we got to tomorrow look at this Ray Daniels take and how he highlighted the difference between Kobe and LeBron. It's kind of crazy what he put together, but just we'll make note of that. Hold on, let me make note of that. But yeah, when it comes to Kanye, I'm not surprised. Like, Kanye, this is why we have to be so careful becoming fans of people. I'm not a fan of Kanye West. I have no problem being critical of him. I'm not a fan of him. Like, I'm not disappointed in him coming out and saying that. Like, I expect him to come out and say that. He was already like kissing the rabbi, or wasn't he like hugging the rabbi or something like months ago? This stuff was coming out. So I'm not surprised by all this. The majority of people you can break, bro. The majority of people you can break. Like, Kanye is not a scholar. He's somebody that made it an entertainment. Like, this is another problem with putting a lot of these celebrities on such a pedestal. Like, what is Kanye? Let me ask y'all this. And Kanye is seen as like being super intelligent compared to a lot of other entertainers, you would say, right? Like being a genius and stuff. Mm-hmm. What has he said about Jewish people? Like, what is the wildest thing that he said about Jewish people? Like, what has he said that other people haven't said? Nothing. What has he said that we're not clearly seeing right in front of us? By them trying to stop him, they're kind of proving that the things that he was saying were true. Right. It's like, yo, they run this, they run that. We're going to censor anybody that says this on any of these platforms. We're taking your data. Oh, you protested at this school. We're going to make sure that these kids never get a job at this. Like, y'all are showing exactly what he was saying. Yeah. He was just... So like, he wasn't even the first one to say it. Yeah, you see them. We played the video the other day of Miriam Adelson and the other guy getting asked, well, how do y'all control these politicians? It's like, wait, like what? Like, they're asking this at an Israeli conference? So we're seeing everything that he said. What has Kanye said that's so radical? Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? He's just Kanye, so it comes across in a different way. Like, Kanye is no more like now. I'm not seeing my kids. I'm not. Nobody told you to go deal with a Kim Kardashian, bro. Yeah, you knew better. Like, come on now. Yeah. So let's. Speaking of everything that we're speaking of now, and a lot of this censorship, I didn't even know that Kanye video was there. I kind of saved that video just for me because I like what he said in it. Well, I'll play what he said here. Hold on.
You hang around people who act like you aren't who you are, then you'll forget who you are. And I got a doper way. I've written it down in a doper way. Yeah, tweet, you know. If you hang around people who act like you aren't who you are, then you'll forget who you are.
That's the only reason why I had that there. I liked him saying that. But I guess it is a good segue into the next topic, this video. So TikTok has a new CEO. Are you aware of this, Glay? I heard about it. TikTok got a new CEO. I've got some things I saw that we could talk about. I was beefing with ChatGPT last week or over the weekend, and I finally got my get back because they admitted, you know how they keep records of the conversation. They admitted, yeah, we were wrong about this. We didn't know, like, at the time. It did, because I kept saying, like, no, Larry Ellison and Oracle, they own a piece of TikTok now. So there's a new deal where Larry Ellison and Oracle, one of the other. Oracle, the huge company. Yeah. And Larry Ellison, he owns, I think, 40% of Oracle. Oh, shit. Okay. Yeah. So Larry Ellison, very, pro-Zionist, that type of energy, Israel lobby. That's who actually, I think they took over CBS. They hired the lady Barry Weiss, brought Tony Kupel, I forget how to pronounce his name, his last name. That was the one that did the interview with Ta-Nehisi Coates, saying that if this book, criticizing Ta-Nehisi Coates' book that he did, we talked about it before, but saying that this wouldn't be out of place in the backpack of a radical, that making it seem like a terrorist. but he said it. So Maya wrote, but he said it when no one else was saying it. But that's the thing. He's not saying it when nobody else is saying it. He's saying, put that back up. Put that back up, Glay.
Okay, yep.
But no, it's not that nobody else was saying it. It's none of these dumbass, goofy entertainers were saying it. But why would we expect them to say it? Plenty of people were saying it. Plenty of people have been saying these things about that Kanye has said about Jewish people. Plenty of people have said this. Dame Dash has been saying this stuff for years.
I was going to say, I feel like I could piece together different times in which I heard different things from different people in different industries.
Yeah.
But you always like you always be like Jewish people own all the record labels. Like you've heard that, or Jewish people own all the real estate. Like I've just heard those subtle things, or I'm getting money like a Jewish thing, like in rap songs. So I've always heard it, but like I guess I never just really made it. Like I was like, I mean, maybe they do. Who cares? Like, who cares? Like black people own all the barbecue stands. Like I don't know. Like it didn't hit. It wasn't hitting on that. It's just when Ye delivered it. The way he prefaced it, like, hey, man, they own all that shit over there, and you're not asking why? And I'm like, I don't know. And then I felt like that's when the digging from me personally was like, oh, there's like a play going on? I didn't know there was a play. I thought niggas was just stating the obvious. The sky is blue, and Jewish people own this. Like, oh, well, big deal. I never saw the correlation to what the control aspect when Ye delivered it. That's when he was like, they own all the banks on, and then his banks got shut off. That's when I was like, oh, when y'all said when they own the shit, I didn't know y'all meant like own it / control it / we do what the fuck we gonna do with it for our own benefit. I thought y'all was just saying niggas own the shit.
Ye just y'all God.
Ooh.
That's the main thing. Y'all God said it.
Oh. He did say he was God.
A lot of y'all look at Ye as some sort of God. This is the fanaticism. We don't hear shit until the people that we look up to say it. We don't really hear it. It doesn't hit home to us. And Maya is right, and you are right, Glay, too. It wasn't as mainstream. A lot of people haven't been out there saying it. A lot of the people that actually have been saying it are white people. White people have been calling this type of stuff out, like John Mearsheimer. There's a few other people, Norman Finkelstein. Like a lot of these people have been calling this stuff out for a very long time, and a lot of them are Jewish, actually. And they've been calling this stuff out, but it's not anybody that we'll typically listen to, or we're surprised when a nigga say it who's a rapper. You know what I'm saying? It's more shocking when they say it. But it's like, Kanye, okay, what are you doing about it? You know, like you're saying, and maybe that's a little bit, perhaps that was an unfair statement, because I guess people could say that he's doing certain things about it. I didn't even want to go that direction, but people heard Kanye say it because a lot of people look at Kanye as their God. A lot of people hold on to Kanye's words more than they do their actual God, who they pledge their life and allegiance to, or whatever else is their savior. That's how I look at it. That's how I look at it. And another side note, this is why people got to show Drake some love, because there was something that came out, and I forget exactly what it was, like during the time where no rappers would stand up for Palestine, and Drake was like the only person that said something as a Jewish person. You know what I'm saying? As a Jewish person, like, so something, I'll get the details, but that's just something, you know, I know Drake, y'all seeing Drake in a bad light right now, but there's certain things, all that, you know.
And what is this, MJ?
Michael Jackson has said stuff like this. And this is, I think this is what, like, they had changed some of his songs, or all I want to say is that they don't really care about us. Like, he's like saying certain things without saying it. But just, you know what y'all could do? Why don't y'all just have a conversation? Kanye, bring a scholar on. Bring a scholar on who you can have a non-emotional conversation and just talk about it from a historical standpoint. Malcolm X was talking about this stuff, bro.
Shit.
Malcolm X. So it's just like, it's just people.
Yeah. I didn't see it, y'all.
Yeah, I'm a Abuhan. I'm a Drake fan. I can't front. I'm a Drake fan. Even though I stopped listening to him before, like 2 years before he went back and forth with Kendrick, because I just was outgrowing him. He's a child, but I am and this is why I have to approach my fanaticism in a way. But I approach my fanaticism different than a lot of people. I asked Maya. I've been stopped listening to Drake because he's a child, and I can't rock with that. You know what I'm saying? You pushing this type of message to the kids. You're 30-something years old, still talking like you're 19. You know, never mind. He's almost 40 actually. But yeah.
Unc said he looking for a pair of size 12 Adidas.
Huh?
Unc said he looking for a pair of Yeezy size 12. Oh, what you doing in them goddamn Yeezys? Don't get out of there, you don't need no fucking Yeezys.
My fault. We talking about Kanye and all this other stuff. My fault. We switched it up a little bit.
Yeah, Kanye.
Right. So let's get back to the point.
Like it's another good one. Kanye looks at Kanye as his God. That is
Why is that so funny?
I'm just saying that's you know he say that. Most people think of God like somebody else. No, Kanye says, no, I am. Remember he came out with all the music on that? We know where Kanye believes he's at. He is him. He is God.
He's a little G.
Little G.
He a little G. He's a little G. So you got a problem with Kanye saying that he's his own God?
Nah, I don't have a problem.
Are you your own God, Glay?
I love Kanye.
Are you your own God, Glay? Let's get to the video.
No, we can go there.
Nah.
I was just saying.
I honestly was just. Yeah, I'd rather not. Look at what Abuhan said.
Jack realizing he's Kanye.
Yeah, nah. Let me be clear. I look at God as different than most people. I look at God as more like the universe, everything. Like God is all of us. He's everything. So I look at God perhaps a little bit different. But I do think that all of us have God's light within all of us. So it's almost like it's a shame that it seems like we have one of the two extremes. Either people believe that they have to praise God and worship like this outside external element, or people maybe like what we're referring to Kanye feel like, no, I am the God. I am God. I think that there's a certain balance that we miss, and it limits our relationship with each other and just limits our power in a lot of ways. But I didn't want to get into the whole conversation about it, but I believe that we all have God within all of us. God is everything. God is everything. So, yeah. Can we get into the video?
Yeah, these niggas is funny today in the comments.
Drake stood up. What about the wheelchair? Man, come on, bro. Now y'all getting on my man, yo. I don't do well with Drake slander, bro.
This is hilarious.
I don't do well with Drake slander.
We made a change to designate.
Okay, so let me give a little context because we've been all over the place. This is the new CEO of TikTok, Adam Presser. And he's getting ready to say something about the word Zionist that y'all may be surprised by, may not be surprised by, but let's get into the combo.
We made a change to designate the use of the term Zionist as a proxy for a protected attribute as hate speech. So if somebody were to use Zionist, of course you can use it in the sense of you're a proud Zionist, but if you're using it in the context of degrading somebody, calling somebody a Zionist as a dirty name, then that gets designated as hate speech to be moderated against.
Did you just hear that, Glade? You didn't even play it again. I know you ain't hear it.
Yeah, I heard it. That word they're not letting that word slide.
Calling somebody a Zionist and not using it in a positive way is now going to be looked at as hate speech.
And tell me give me the full definition of Zionist. Because maybe I don't know.
What is the definition of Zionist? Keep it brief. I'm talking to ChatGPT.
Yeah, I've been seeing Mama Lay ask about these purple crowns too. What is she talking about? A thumbnail?
I don't know. And shout out to Pedro. Shout out to Pedro. Go off, King. I know Pedro was talking about the God answer. Yeah, we'll get into that conversation a bit more. But as far as I saw you. I see you. I see you, and it's much appreciated. Greatly appreciated. But hold up, Glay, stick to the purple has. Stick to this video.
Okay. Yeah.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
When I see this, and I now see that they're going to be designating if somebody call. We're going to go over the term. That's right. My fault. I was supposed to look it up. My fault. I got sidetracked. with the
Glay, focus up.
But you the one that distracted me talking about what about purple crowns? I'm like, wait, what? I'm like, hold on. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh, you can't co-host with this nigga BK.
Come on, bro. I'm like,
yo, it's raining outside.
But now I want to know what are the purple crowns. But hold on. Let me and hold up. Andy, bro, I'm with you on this. Be your own. See when you're, but see, Kanye's not trying to, basically what y'all are accusing him of is not being his own God. You're trying to make it seem like he's the God of everybody else. Be the God of your own world, bro. Be the God of your own world. Matter of fact, what better way to show respect to God than being your own, your own individual God to yourself? And then that's the energy that you're going to put out to the rest of the world. But whatever, we don't got to get into that. What is the definition of Zionist? A person who supports Zionism, the belief that Jews have the right to a national homeland in the historic land of Israel, and that the state of Israel should exist and be protected. That's the definition of Zionist. So let me play the video back. And Glay, since you've been honoring Kanye this whole time, we'll go to you first. And I'm sure you can give a nice take on what we're hearing.
We made a change to designate the use of the term Zionist as a proxy for a protected attribute as hate speech. So if somebody were to use Zionist, of course you can use it in the sense of you're a proud Zionist, but if you're using it in the context of degrading somebody, calling somebody a Zionist as a dirty name, then that gets designated as hate speech to be moderated against.
This animated ass Glay.
Hey, yo. Glay, you're up, man. Thoughts, please. Thoughts.
I gotta think. Like, how the fuck they get this? They can just step on anything. God damn. Bro, niggas work full time at this shit, bro. They don't let no gap. Like, damn, nothing left on the table.
My man said degrading.
I thought, but how you use that word in a bad way?
Imagine stealing somebody else's land, saying that you have a right to it based on something that was written 3,000 years ago about a group of people that clearly aren't you. Clearly aren't you. Like that's clearly clearly that doesn't seem like it was the lineage of the people. And when they do the DNA test, it shows that the Palestinians are more Semite than the actual people that are in Israel. And then making it hate speech to call it out if people don't go along with it, while saying you can use it if you're celebrating us, if you're a proud Zionist. But if you're saying it in a way that's degrading, we're gonna list it as hate speech, bro.
So Iceberg said a good statement. This like the new nigga.
And what's crazy about it is it's even worse because Zionist was never used as a derogatory term to anybody.
Oh yeah, so it ain't the same.
You know what I'm saying? Like
you can't even pull up on your man like
as in a derogatory way towards a group of people to
switched it up. Yeah.
Right.
Damn, so, you can't even say that. You can. What's good, Z?
But then it's like, how do you? Zionist was never used as a derogatory word by people who weren't Jewish or weren't Zionists against Zionists. So it's you get what I'm saying? Like they're treating it as such. Matter of fact, they're treating it as worse because in all these nightclubs, just like the nightclubs that got issues with Nick Fuentes and Andrew Tate and Myron and Sneeko going in there and playing Hail Hitler. Imagine how many times the N-word was said in a derogatory way.
Yeah.
We're going to slide on these niggas, slide on whatever it is. But
Z, keep it out your mouth.
Yo, it's just, and I don't even want to relate it to the N-word. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a whole nother thing. But I get 100% what Queez is saying. But what I'm saying is I don't want to even, like, there's enough criticism that can be had without even involving that. You know what I'm saying? Like, because what it does is it almost justifies what they're saying when we relate it to the N-word. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like, no, they're talking about a word that has never been used in a derogatory way. Like, it's like, it's just a word. Like, you don't use, if you use American in a way that's derogatory and degrading, then we're going to use it as hate speech compared to, like, what? So if I use it in a way that you used it to create your nation by ethnically cleansing and currently committing a genocide, if I use it to highlight in that way that you're actually committing the destruction, but if I just hurt your feelings using it, that's hate speech. And we worried about Democrats and Republicans, bro. We need to wake up. That's all I'm gonna say. All this chaos. It's easy for a lot of us to say, well, you know, the powers that be, you know, oh, we're getting played. This is the WWE. Well, who do we think the owners?
Glad, I don't even know why they tripping over there. I don't even know why these niggas even down there. Listen to me. I don't even know why these niggas tripping over there trying to grab Gaza. Nigga, just pull up over here. Y'all can have this shit. The way y'all stepping on shit, nigga, leave Gaza.
No, because America is like the whore that just gets used. Oh, it's like you run through here, you do your dirt here, you run up the debt here. It's like that company that you don't care about. That's not your real company. Like, that's just the one that you do all the dirt with. You could take a loss every year. Like, that's how we look at this. America is just going to be used, so therefore you can have paradise over here. You get what I'm saying? It's like, this is the elite club. So we'll use Gen Pop however we need to use Gen Pop, but really all we care about are the people up in VIP. And not even the little VIP, not even the VIP that's on the first floor with the rest of the Gen Pop.
Okay.
It's the VIP, the ones that, not the people that want to be in VIP around Gen Pop because they feel better about themselves and think of themselves as higher because they're around Gen Pop. We talking about the people that don't even want to be on that level. The people that are upstairs just looking down, just
like DJ Booth right here today.
Yeah, like look at these niggas. Like
so America is like the general pop, keep the lights on, keep the door.
America's America's just the first floor, bro. It's the club.
Keep the line long at the front. Yo, let them in slowly, and then these niggas just doing that. Damn. These motherfuckers.
America just get ran through. And, you know, it's just a tool to establish something greater.
How the fuck did these motherfuckers run it up like this, bro? What is when you was tapped in? Look, just, you ain't got to say it like when you was tapped in, like what they were saying.
Who are you talking to me?
Yeah, you.
Oh, you talking about with the Jewish community? I'm like, hold up, bro. What he whispering for?
I know you was tapped in. Like, what? Nigga, do they know something that you ain't like? Wow,
they see you know what the biggest difference is to me? It's the conversation that we had about God. They're not trying to look to anybody externally to become their Messiah, to save them, or anything else like that. Who's the Jewish Messiah?
He ain't been back, right?
I mean, they're not looking to that. They become their own. They're not trying to be a fan of Michael Jordan. They're trying to become you know what I'm saying? There's a difference. Some people want to be fans of other people. They're not looking to ask this group to help them. No, they're not looking to grow their number. No, they'd rather have just a tight-knit community. We build and we are responsible. They take a responsibility for their lives that other people don't. Other people waiting for God, other people waiting for Messiah, people waiting for Jesus to come back. No, their goal is to become those things. They see it as a standard. They see all these people that we look up to that will give God-like characteristics to. They see that as the standard. We see it as a supernatural being. They see it as, no, that's the standard that we need to live by. Now, you may not like what they do with the power that they get.
Yeah. But
you could still recognize the strategy and stuff getting there.
Okay. We'll talk more offline about the play, but
we don't need to talk offline. Shit, we can talk. Yeah, don't do that. Nah.
We'll talk more offline. I don't need everybody in the chat knowing what we're gonna tap in. You feel me? We here with it.
I feel you. Hold on. So I got it. Hold on. There's a follow-up video to this that I wanted to play.
Y'all done changed my perspective on this nigga here. I'm done with y'all. So I can't even look at him like that no more.
Who?
Your man's in the video, man.
Who in the video?
Your boy.
I didn't see the screen. Hold on. I didn't see the screen. That's not the screen that I'm looking at. I'm looking at this screen. That's why I'm like, who are you talking about?
Oh, yeah.
All right. So this is at Hudson's Institute, Anti-Semitism as a National Security Threat.
How many fucking meetings do these niggas have a week?
So this is our National Security Council Senior Director for Counterterrorism, Sebastian Gorka. Listen to what he's suggesting about criticism of Israel. And it's 2 minutes and 26 seconds. We're only gonna, I think, listen to the first 30 seconds.
From the remarkable Neo Kissinger, who has both National Security Advisor and Secretary of State and National Archivist and a few other jobs is his title, Secretary Rubio. The poison of anti-Semitism, which has plagued mankind for centuries, has visited us now and again in this century. And it still courses through the veins of cowards in dark corners of the world. Anti-Semitism today hides behind geopolitics. Oh, I'm not an anti-Semite. I just don't like the government of Bibi Netanyahu. No, you're a Jew hater.
Like, now I'm a Jew hater. Yo, why are they pushing this?
Yo, they don't feel a little, like, I feel a type of way just bending over and always saying niggas is trying to get me energy. Like, you ain't even walking around with your chest out no more. Y'all sound like y'all need a handicap. Do y'all want like 5 points? Like y'all want an advantage? Like we're playing a 10. Do you want me to spot you 5? Like, what you talking about, bruh? Nigga, everybody been through shit. Fuck is y'all so special about?
Whoa, what you mean? They're the chosen people.
So y'all not gonna get me going with that fuck up.
What you mean? That's biblical, bro.
I was about to say that. I was about to say, you know what I'm about to say. Yeah, y'all not gonna get me going with that. See, I'm seeing the play here. It keeps doing this, Dak. They're running in a play that's weaponizing this thing that everybody seems to be tapped into.
You gotta be more specific.
I'm playing charades right now, and y'all niggas figure this shit the fuck out. Okay, they keep running this play that keeps weaponizing this thing that everybody seems to really rock with, and then they keep doing what they want and saying what they want and referencing it, and then we can't stop them because we keep referencing the same thing they keep referencing, and this shit just keeps cycling. And at the end of the game, when everybody looks down, one person has all the fucking shit, and then everybody else got a book, and then somebody else got the money, and I'm like, hold on, bro. Why does this keep happening? Bro, this play is crazy. I can't believe this play is this wild. This play, and when you're dealing with people who blindly follow what's in front of them, they don't ask no questions, they don't push back, bro. This is crazy. Like, did they meet up in the locker room? Like, how the fuck did they all get the same notes? Like, Hudson Institute, like, damn, dog, they don't even take a break from meeting. I feel like there's always a fucking meeting about Amex. Like, everything we watch, it's something, there's a fucking meeting about it. Like, what the fuck? They act like people are outside being hung.
Can when you were using, like, explaining the example, can you do like just no, can you explain it now just like a grown man? Because I couldn't really understand it before how you were explaining it. I couldn't follow.
See, we had 2 hours. That's how this is how you usually act at the 2 hour mark. So, go ahead and dive into that breathing.
Bro, I just couldn't follow, but I do want to highlight El Relly saying it's not biblical, it's taken out of context. Yes, that was kind of the joke around it, you know, the whole God said be good to Abraham, but they take it as Israel and all this other stuff.
So they just changed it. Like,
it's really and a lot of this stuff, I'll be real. We pick on Jewish people in a lot of ways, in certain ways, where I almost think that the problem is, like, a lot of the issues that we have with Jewish people just get played out, but they get demonstrated in a way because they're the ones that have the power. Now, what am I trying to say? A lot of these same problems I have with religions across the board, religions, not with spirituality, but with the religions. And therefore, a lot of this stuff is just showcased in ways with the Jewish population, in my opinion, that would be a problem, is the same problem that exists in all the other religions. When you have a title, when you put borders around something like religion to say us versus them, when you put borders around a connection to God, when you gatekeep around a connection to God, I think that you're always going to have these type of problems where somebody's always going to be using their religion to push their religion's agenda and not the agenda of the overall people. So, yeah, that's kind of how I look at that. You want to keep looking at this? I wanted to play this other video.
Did she keep going?
Oh, that's a Hebrew. What?
No. It keeps. I didn't know there was more. Yeah. Keep it rolling. I want to see how much victim he can play.
Today hides behind geopolitics. Oh, I'm not an anti-Semite. I just don't like the government of Bibi Netanyahu. No, you're a Jew hater because there's only one Jewish state in the world. Back to Marco. It embeds itself in international organizations, in the curricula of our colleges and universities, in the voices of some who hide behind social media and even openly espouse this ancient poison. Quote, from the river to the sea. October the 7th.
These people who were living from the river to the sea, shame on them for wanting their land back. Shame on them. The nerve of them. We took their homes. We took their land. We're taking the rest of their land. We demolished the rest of their homes. Shame on these terrorists.
Was an act of mass anti-Semitic terror that showed how Hamas, quote, dreams of a world without Jews. And lastly, most powerfully, from Secretary Rubio, there can be no compromise with anti-Semitism. That is why, just a few weeks ago, thanks to my incredible team at the Counterterrorism Director of the NSC, and especially my colleague Nancy, who held the pen on the EO, the President decided to designate key chapters of the Muslim Brotherhood, the Ikhwan Muslimin. Thank you. Why? because the Muslim Brotherhood is the progenitor of all modern global jihadism and the propagator, the transmission belt of the most heinous anti-Semitic Jew hatred today across the region and sadly in America as well.
Yo, these niggas might be worse than black people.
Worse in what way?
These niggas.
It's a different type of nigga.
Yeah, this is the God. This is different.
Powerful nigga.
This is a powerful nigga. This is a whiny, powerful nigga. Yo, what? Do these niggas want reparations too?
They already get them.
Oh my God. Yo, get these niggas out my face, bro. I'm done. I'm done today. I ain't got no more space for them.
He gonna say all this with the camera off, so it's just showing me. So when them boys come, now it's gonna be like,
what, baby?
I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing, bro.
Leave niggas on the island, baby.
Real aggressive when that camera turned off.
Oh, these niggas might be worse than blacks. Like these niggas done. Nigga, I ain't never woke up and thought about a Jew. I ain't ever woke up and wanted them to go through nothing. I could care less. I thought all Jewish people were just regular ass white people. I could give a damn where they was from. They was just white to me. How have these niggas made my ignorance become their victimhood? I didn't even know these niggas where they was from, where they live. I ain't know shit about them. How the fuck did they become the victim? I ain't never seen a nigga bitch and complain more than these niggas. It's a different type of nigga here, bro. It's a different one. These niggas they even got shit and they bitching.
They want more. It's manifest destiny, bro.
These the worst type of niggas. I thought black folks was the worst type of niggas. No, these niggas are the worst type of niggas I've ever seen. I've never seen a nigga on top running shit and complaining about shit. Nigga, shut up, nigga. You're winning. The fuck?
Y'all niggas ain't on shit. You know that Chief Keef that loves Sosa?
Oh, yeah.
That's how great it just sounded.
Like the first 3 minutes. Yo, this is a different type of nigga. I ain't never seen a nigga on top bitch about this shit. What the fuck? Like, elite, like, what? Like, imagine this, y'all. Black people complain because they doing X, Y, and Z, and they're getting this return on their investment. These niggas are getting 10x returns, and these niggas is bitching. Oh, these the softest niggas that ever come across the land. This is the softest group of people I've ever seen. They gotta be soft.
Are they soft or are we soft for allowing it? Because they still running stuff.
We softer. I don't know where to go, my nigga. I don't know where to go. But what I do know, this a different type of, it's like a nigga with 6'6", he got that muscle, he got all this shit, and he bitching. Nigga got all the talent, and he bitching. On some, you know who I'm talking about, receiver ass nigga. It's like, you know what I'm saying? You nigga, you like Megatron. Yo, go move that nigga out the way and run a streak. Yo, this nigga's complaining that the corner, he held him. Bitch, you're 6'6". Shut up. Just go fucking score the touchdown. What are y'all whining about? These are extra soft niggas, bro. I've never seen it. Like, I already knew a couple niggas in the streets was pussy. These niggas, as a group, they figured out the system. Bro, I don't know how you bitch like this at the top. I don't know how. Maybe that's how you get to the top. You just bitch. I don't know. They know better than I am. This is different type. This is an intentional bitch ass niggas behavior. And I get it. The execution is different. I don't get it, bro. I just don't expect this from the top. This would be like Tom Brady complaining. Like, dog, you're the best ever. You're running the shit. What are you complaining about? I don't know. I don't know, man. I've never. Dog, they are having seminars like fucking fashion pop-ups, bro. Every time you show me a clip, it's another nigga on a stage with a fucking stepping repeat talking about they trying to get after us. No cap. Every time I look up, every time I look up, this nigga pull out a video, stepping repeat. They trying to kill us. Every time I look up, they trying to kill us. Like, yo, I didn't think about these niggas one time yesterday. I woke up, got coffee, talk about how I need to get to the bag, call my nigga, and I kept it moving. When the fuck did I think about these niggas? I don't even know where y'all be at. Where y'all be at? I never thought of y'all. I went to the store. I didn't think of you. I went to the gas station. Bro, I was on the internet scrolling, looking at cars and Penthouse and talking to, bro, I promise y'all not on these people's membrane. Like, niggas is in the streets with signs and shit. They don't even give a fuck about y'all niggas. We talking about our shit over here. How do y'all niggas have all these stepping repeats? This is a fraternity. This is the American chapters.
Yeah, that may be the best way that I've ever heard this put, bro.
That's a fraternity, bro.
It's a frat.
That's a frat, bro. You get sworn in. You do your 6 months. You got your tails. You got your what's the dude in the front? You got your ace. You know what I mean? You got your principals. Salute.
How you feel about frats? You cool with frats?
Hey man, to each his own. They do whatever the fuck they want.
So yeah, it's just another frat.
So this is frat.
I'm just clowning. I was trying to, I was just he ain't take the bait.
Yeah, I know his stance on that shit. Yeah, I ain't never seen this joint, Glade. This is a different type of fraternity.
Yeah.
This fraternity different. Imagine a fraternity who apparently seems to be at the top. Keep reminding y'all niggas that where we at and where we gonna stay, and y'all trying to kill it. It's almost like they want everybody on their toes in the frat. They trying to kill you. Don't talk to him. Don't be his friend. Like, they don't even want to be fucking with y'all niggas. They don't trust nobody. Shit. This is crazy. I ain't never seen this. Is a different play, bro. I've never seen more gatherings across the world about one fucking word. What's Zionism?
Zionism, Zion. It's from Zion.
Nigga, I think if you ask majority niggas what the fuck that word means, I don't think niggas even know.
They're not talking to niggas.
Okay, so
I'll be honest. This isn't even for like
this for the white nigga.
This is for you know what's so wild when I hear this type of stuff? Well, they're obviously speaking to their crowd. They're just speaking for their audience right there. That's just gonna clap, celebrate, they'll be on board. But then they also have to know that these are being recorded and that these things are gonna be put on the internet. And I think that it's almost where you figured out, like, for victimhood to work and for people to actually buy in and see you as victims, not you seeing yourself as a victim, but is also a part of that. So the first level is, hey, I need my group to understand that we're victims, because victimhood you can use that to control people, right? So therefore, let's say it's my group. This is my team. I need us to all understand why we're victims. And the more that I can show you that the rest of the world hates us and is trying to kill us, then my team is going to buy into my team. You get what I'm saying? Like, because if I'm trying to, we need to bind it. Don't mess with them down the street. Don't mess with it. Mess with our gang. Those other gangs trying to kill y'all. These other gangs. So it gets more of a buy-in from my gang. from an external standpoint, to create the victimhood that other people who are not a part of the Jewish community to be complicit in what's happening in Israel, Palestine, and what's been happening in that region, the entire reason why they kicked Palestinians off the land and created Israel in the first place, for us to buy in and be complicit in a lot of this stuff, they need 9/11s. They need certain things to happen almost against them to show the rest of the world, see, look at everything that's going on. We are victims. People are just hating us because we're this, because we're that. You know what I'm saying? Let me not say because we're this, because of that. That was weak. Because we're Jewish. These people hate us. They're trying to kill us. Look at what they just did here. Look at what they just did here. So they're trying to not only convince internally, but also to convince externally that justifies them doing whatever it is that their agenda. Now, their agenda has been very clear. We want to grow this region. We've for whatever reason, this is our region. This is what we've put our flag in. So now we're going to continuously build around this region. Well, we may work with this Muslim country that is the enemy of our enemy. We may give them a little bit of money, and then we're going to get them, while they're fighting that other group, eventually we're going to have to come get them too, because we don't want them getting a little bit too confident and cocky, thinking that we don't run stuff. So we'll come back for them, but we'll just need some sort of justification later on for us going at them. All right, so we want to get at them. All right, so we'll throw a little something over here, have these people have some sort of uprising, and then we'll create some tension around that, create some type of false flag, whatever it may be, pretense, whatever it is, to justify that. That's just what I'm observing. That's just what I'm observing. How else do you get people to buy into victimhood?
And how you described it reminds, if you've seen any little gang movies type energy shit, they like to re-emphasize that they're the victims. Think about Black Panthers. Think about the way that they spoke to the communities to get them to buy in. We're the victim. The white man is trying to kill us. They're trying to eliminate us. They're trying to do this. And that goal of that was to get buy-in from the community, whether warranted or not warranted. The reason that you spoke of those things so that you can get that eternal buy-in of what you're saying. So when you keep playing the victim recording over and over, and you also give people an outlet, look, they're not here to help you, but we're here to protect you, then people are going to grow even closer and closer.
Correct. And I want to be I don't like any type of victimhood, bro. Victimhood has been something that has been used to control us for a very long time. It doesn't benefit the actual victim. Victimhood is usually used by somebody that's not a victim, but it keeps certain people down. Or I guess that's what when it comes to Black people and Democrats embracing this victimhood of Black people, it becomes some sort of crutch where it's oh, we're a victim, and the odds that we're up against, we can't change on our own. We can't win this battle without getting their help. So the group of people that is pushing the victims, they're not even the victims. They're just using it to convince that other group that may be struggling here and there for whatever reason that they are victims, and that the only way that they can come out of that victim state is to work and rely on us, which makes them become even more dependent, which makes them fall into the victimhood even more, and their lives go downhill even more. So there's different types of ways, but I wasn't even going to play this video. It got sent to me, and I wasn't going to play this video, but we'll take a look at it, and maybe we should save it for tomorrow.
Well, did you read the super chat yet? You already did.
My fault. I have it on the bottom of the screen. Angela, Washington. Wow. Oh, wow. Yeah.
Big boy.
Wow. Yeah. I didn't even look at. Yeah. I saw the pink come through. I was like, oh, this is there. Thank you very much for this. Thank you very much for this. It goes a long way. It really helps support.
Thank you,
and especially on certain shows like this, when afterwards BK and I get off, and we typically are trying to say, we have this conversation, okay, this is gonna be the ones where we lose our jobs on this one. So you know, we need to make sure that we're generating some income on this show. So
it's only a matter of time.
It's only a matter. Nah, we're competing against the clock. No. We preach love on here. So we good. We're protected by God. You feel me? So Angela Washington wrote Aloha. If you haven't already read The International Jew by Henry Ford, have a blessed day. I'm gonna read that because I've heard a lot of stuff with Henry Ford being like he gets labeled an anti-Semite. Apparently he was making a bunch of stuff for the Nazis or something. Like I've heard, maybe I don't even know if this is true or not, but yeah, from my understanding, he didn't like Jewish people, or that's what was presented to me. So I want to do a little bit of research because I don't like, you know, me just going off of hearsay. So I'm gonna add that to the list. I actually just finished my first book of the year, getting ready to finish this second book, but yeah, that'll be the third one perhaps.
So and to spin off of what Angela said, and it sounds like this book will definitely explain a lot. Yo, is this why where is it at? Is this why
Abu Han?
Yeah, I saw him driving a Ford. Is this why World War II happened?
Say it again.
Is this why your man's was trying to get rid of him?
Yo, my knowledge is so limited on World War II because we grow up seeing it only through a scope of what happened to Jewish people.
Yeah, that's all I know.
You know what I mean? So I can't. I don't think it was about Jewish people. I'll be honest. I think that countries. I think this is what typically happens. Whether it's Iran right now, whether it's Venezuela, whether it's Nigeria, countries have their agendas that they want to complete, and they know that in order to get their country to actually back them in completing their agenda, if that means them going to war, they need to have the country get behind it, right? That way, if they need a draft, you know, all these different things, they need to act as if you're doing something heroic. So there's usually an emotional connection to a lot of it. When we learn about the Civil War, well, we only learn about, well, the North, they were nice white people. They wanted to free slaves. The South, they were the evil people. They want to keep, there's more to it than just that. But typically how we describe it when it comes to history, or at least how we receive it, we only hear the emotional component of it. So I can't answer that. I don't think that it was about Jewish people. I think that Jewish people made World War II. They made the Holocaust the dominant thing in that war. And that's what was presented to us in our education through, you know, public school. That's been the indoctrination, in my opinion.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Because why don't we learn? It would make sense to learn that, hey, this horrible thing happened to Jewish people. But then wouldn't it also make sense to understand, well, they were also kicked out of all these other countries. I want to learn about why. I want to learn about why.
That's the play.
Why do these people hate Jewish people so much? I want to learn that. I want to learn that. Don't just present me with one side of it. Give me all of it. Give me all of it. I'm intelligent enough to decipher between what's what and what's not. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm intelligent enough to be able to hear the full story and draw my own conclusions from it. So,
yeah, you're gonna play that video?
Yeah, all right, I'll play it. I wasn't sure.
Lied to us. They looked right in our faces and told us that Alex Preddy was a domestic terrorist, just like they lied about Renee.
Hold on. I'm gonna rewind. I messed it up.
To us. They looked right in our faces and told us that Alex Preddy was a domestic terrorist, just like they lied about Renee Good. But they've been lying to us for centuries, with George Floyd and Breonna Taylor, Eleanor Bumpurs and Philando Castile, Celia in 1855, and George Stinney in 1944. They lied when they wrote the words that all men are created equal and then continued enslaving us. They lied when they put the words, "Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free" on the Statue of Liberty. They lied when they made us pledge to a flag of liberty and justice for all. They lied when they made us sing to the land of the free and the home of the brave. They lied when they claimed the Constitution, the Congress, and the courts would protect us from tyranny. They lied about the First Amendment, the Fourth Amendment, the Fifth Amendment, and even their sacred Second Amendment. And now, as American fascism creeps beyond the familiar red line boundaries of black and brown communities and into white neighborhoods, we see the cowardice in the faces of the leaders who were supposed to be our protectors. And we know that they, too, were liars. The America that they sold us was a lie. It was a great lie, mind you, a country of white picket fences where anyone from any background could make it to be president of the United States. Until one did, and they lost their minds. I believe in the power of democracy, but we cannot cure this congenital disease with a new Congress, a new president, or even a new Supreme Court, as much as we need them all. The illness that plagues the nation infected it long before any of the current occupants were alive. We can't fix America until we unravel the lie of America and begin to deal with the reality of who we are and always have been.
Take us out, Glad.
I may have a reaction a bit different than you would. I don't know what you're expecting.
Oh, yeah, let me hear yours.
Bro, I don't want to hear all that victim shit, bro. Like, I don't want to hear that. Like, they lied to us. It's always like crying and complaining. You know what it reminds me of? You know how those white folk, they, I think it was in Montana or somewhere where they said, nah, we're going to build our own community based on our rules for our people.
Oh, yeah, it was like Arkansas.
Real FUBU energy, right? For us, by us. Parts of me respected that. Now, I didn't respect the fact that they were only doing it for white people. Like, I didn't like that. You know what I'm saying? I didn't think that that's how we should be living, where we're just dividing ourselves by race. But a part of me was looking at it like, you know what? All of this complaining that niggas do about America, all this like, I get tired of it. If you really don't like something about where you live, then change something. Stop begging Democrats, because the same people that he talking about, I know this guy, Keith Boykin, he's on TV. He pushes a lot of like Democrat, and from my understanding, more Democrat liberal stuff. Liberals have lied to your ass more than anybody else, but you still supporting liberals out here. You still supporting Democrats. What did Malcolm X say about the wolf and the sheep? I mean, the wolf and the fox. He said that the conservatives are the wolves. The liberals are the foxes. The fox is going to smile in your face and lie about you, then kill you. The wolf, you already know what it is. So what are you really talking about? All this, they lied to us. I always see these, and it comes across as like an emasculated man to me, complaining about America and complaining about all these things. Then go somewhere else or do what those people did in Arkansas, like you said, and build something. It doesn't have to necessarily be all black people. Create your own community. But instead, you're so on the tit of Democrats and liberals. That's the only way that you think that you can get your agenda accomplished. I can't stand this weak, masculine type of energy. They lied to us. They said that we didn't. It is what it is. What have you done? What have you done to create a community that operates outside of that? Because those white folk in Arkansas, they went and created their own community and said, you know what? We don't like what's going on out here. So therefore, we're going to unite, come together, create our own community, and then we're going to have our own rules, own laws. It's our private property. This weak male, and it's just so to me. And this is who we look up to. As a young black man, this is who we're looking up to when it comes to politics. We see this. We see the Barack Obamas. We see Van Jones crying on TV. We see all these emasculated men complaining about how racist the conservatives are, how racist the Republicans are. Meanwhile, you're aligning yourself with a party that has lied to your dumbass more than the other group. So for me, it's just like, like this is what men do? You really picked up your phone and went out into the street and they lied to us. They lied to us. Bro, grow up. Like, grow up. Like, I just don't, that type of stuff just bothers me, Glay. It really just bothers me. They lied to us. What's the answer? Vote Democrat. Okay. All right. They didn't lie to us. They didn't lie to us. They pushing for reparations every primary. They pushing for reparations when they doing their Democratic debates. But then when they actually get in office, what do they say? Nothing. But then when Donald Trump wins, you got Ayanna Pressley and all these goofy Democratic leaders jumping out the window talking about we bringing the Reparations Act back. Why didn't you do it when your man was in office? Why didn't you do it when your man was in office? They lied to us about George Floyd. They lied to us about a lot of this stuff. So what? They said all men were created equal. Yo, like, Phyllis, I'm with you. I got fatigue, man. I just have fatigue for these emasculated leaders, bro. And what's so crazy about this, and a lady sent me this, and I'm not going to say who, but this is the type of stuff that appeals to women. See, women, this is what you go online, and this is going to get all the clips. What I just said, if I put this up, I'd have a bunch of women, black women in particular, complaining about what I'm saying. And then the black men just wouldn't say anything. The black men that follow me, they just wouldn't say anything. You may get one or two to say something, but they wouldn't even have, because they know that it would sound really masculated if they say it. But this is what appeals to victims, what he just did. It appeals to victims. Bro, I hear that and I'm like, bro, what? Like, if they've been doing all this stuff, why are you still doing the same thing to fix it? How intelligent are you? They've been lying to us. But you keep giving them the chance to lie to us. What does George Bush say? Fool me once, fool me. The point is you can't get fooled a third time. Like, you get what I'm saying? So it's like, this stuff is hilarious to me, bro. It's hilarious to me. Like, and Unc said, I didn't hear him say vote Democrat or Republican. Unc, that's what I was saying. He is a liberal. I've seen him on TV arguing a lot of these points. He's on, what is Keith Boykin on? Let me see. From my understanding, I don't even know if he is. Just based on what I've heard him say, it's liberal tendencies. I don't even know what he is. Let's actually look it up. Is Keith Boykin a Democrat? And I'll have the same energy if he's a Republican. Let's see. Yes, Keith Boykin is a Democrat. He's a Democratic political commentator and activist, previously worked in the Clinton administration, and regularly aligns with Democratic positions on civil rights, social issues, and party politics. I'm just reading what ChatGPT's saying. All this complaining, and I'm glad that I played the whole video and let it play through, because a lot of people, I don't know, Glad, you could tell me how you were feeling. A lot of us be looking at it like, yeah, you know what? He's right. They've been lying to us.
That's what I was going to say. I was going to say, I'm glad you told me this perspective, because I'm not going to lie. When I first heard it, I was like, yo, he really laid that track down. I was like, word. But now that you bring up all the points you just did, nah, you're right. I had to step out of my emotions and stop being so comfortable hearing that rally cry and say, damn, Dak right. What the fuck you gonna do with that shit? Nothing.
Who can lie to you, Glay? A friend or an enemy?
A friend.
Typically your friends, right?
Yeah.
Because the enemy, I ain't gonna believe what he's saying.
Yeah.
So who are all these people that lied to you, but you still with the Democratic plantation? Who has lied to black people more, Democrats or Republicans?
Republicans keep it a bean.
Yeah, you just don't like them. You may not like what they say. But a lot of the energy why we don't like Republicans is because they actually don't lie to us. Like, they don't tell us just what we want to hear. It's who's been lying? Come on, bruh.
You're right. Yep. I almost fell victim. Y'all. In real time, I almost fell victim.
See, this is why I don't have no group, bro. All I got is the OG network, bruh. Because they don't, you got to be able to call out all this stuff. You got to call out I don't like it when Jewish people, Zionists, whoever. I don't like all of this, bruh. Because all of this victimhood stuff, they're playing us, bro. They're playing us.
Yeah.
You're trying to play me and trying to tap into my emotions. You're trying to play me. You're selling. What are you selling me, bro? What you selling me? Just send me the information, bro. I don't need you giving me the pitch.
I'll take a look at it tonight.
Yeah, like just send the email over, bro. All right, let's Glad you got the
yeah. No, yeah. And I ain't even gonna push back, even though I don't know why this is a thing, because it shouldn't be. But HCB Chemistry
That's
said
the homie right there.
That's a good point. The Amish people actually have their own water source to grow food and sustain an economy. Brown and blacks do not have a water source to control the build an economy. And what that reminds me of is that huge conversation that what's his name had, Killer Mike. I don't know if you ever saw that clip from that video. It was down here in Atlanta. There was a huge panel. Killer Mike was speaking to a lot of people in the politics around the community, in the city, the mayors, et cetera, et cetera. And I guess it was at a church ultimately, and the black people were speaking about how they need to do this and they need to do that, and they need to, not fuck with the white folks, et cetera, et cetera. This thing, and I'll play the clip tomorrow because obviously we're getting long time, but in a nutshell, he's saying exactly what he just said.
My fault. I clicked off of it. Put it back up. My fault. I didn't mean
to. You good? Oh, I don't even know where it go. HCB.
I didn't mean to do that. My fault. Yeah.
Yeah. So what he has said, he was like, black people, do any of y'all know how to go kill some shit? Food?
Oh, yeah. I think I saw that clip.
Yeah. Do any of y'all know how to, any of y'all have a fucking garden? Do any of y'all know how to make y'all own clothes? Shut the fuck up. Y'all ain't about to do shit.
Y'all ain't about to do no revolution. I've seen that clip. Hold on. That's what's the name? That's
Killer Mike.
Killer Mike. Yeah, Killer Mike saying that shit. Yeah.
And I love it because a piece of the crowd was like, there was a lady who didn't like what he was saying.
Yeah.
But then the panel, you seen the grown ass men sitting there in real time, 4K, like, oh shit, he kind of.
That's where the men are supposed to come in. Instead of all this emotional shit that they got playing, like that video that we just saw,
you're right.
The men are supposed to come in and be like, whoa.
Yep.
Like, I know that appeals to your emotions, but this is logically how we're going to go about doing this, executing. Just like the Amish people, anybody can create and build whatever they want, bro. People can come together and create. If you feel like, what is the other option? Like, what is the other option? Do you think that you continuously if they've been lying to us, if a dude keep cheating on you and lying, do you think that, one day he's just going to wake up and stop? And do you think that it's going to be, if he does decide to stop, because a lot of us do mature, it's not going to be based on anything that you're saying. He's just going to mature on his own time. When he decides to mature, you complaining and they lied to us. You keep lying to me. That's not going to change anything, bro. You expect them to change? Not only are they lying to you in this situation, relationship a little different, they lying to you in this situation and they getting paid. They're getting benefits.
Yeah, that lie
actually benefits them when they do lie to you and you believe it. Like, I just don't understand this, bro. Like, this is where we need all this energy. Bro, is it a coincidence that the group that has fathers raising the kids the least is doing the worst? Like, is that just something that we don't connect the dots with? If you want to, if you're a Democrat, how about instead of you incentivizing women to be single and giving them social programs that reward them for being on their own, why don't you actually do something that incentivizes them to get married? Why don't you give some married black people some bonuses, or some married people that qualify for these social programs? Why don't you incentivize it the other way? I get how initially you may say, look, man, women weren't working during these times. Like, if their man left them, then they'd have absolutely nothing. I understand that. But now we see what it's doing. So do we adjust, or do we just keep doing the same thing, expecting the results to get better when all they've shown us is horrible results? Like, I just don't understand. I will never be, that type of video will never attract me, bro. And it's not for anything that I'm more intelligent or anything like that, Glade. The reason why you saw it initially, I just already was over there. I was leaning into that. I was the nigga doing the video.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And now I'm like, oh my God, that was so embarrassing. like, I was complaining and like, they're not doing anything for us. They're racist. They're this. Bro, go win. Like, go win.
How do you feel about what Unc said here, Glay? What would you say to this?
There is a big difference between the way that you feel, nephew, and the way things really are when it comes down to black and white tendencies. There is no such thing as a correction or a market plan. What are you trying to correct, Unc? What are you trying to correct? When you play against another team, are you trying to correct or are you just trying to win? When you set certain goals, are you trying to correct something or are you just trying to achieve your goal? What I don't know what are you talking about correcting the relationships between black people and white people? What are you talking about correcting? There is a big difference between the way you feel, nephew, and the way things really are. No, I'm talking about the way that things really are. I'm telling y'all what has been used as a play with Lyndon B. Johnson put in play when he started pushing the social programs, what his intentions were. He'll have niggas voting Democrat for the next 100 years. And what played out? Voila. What are we on, 80? 80-something years, 90-something years? Maybe as it is. What am I missing?
And I saw Phyllis said she wanted to see it. So we'll play this clip, y'all, and then we'll log the fuck off.
And real quick, Abuhan said, where's the OG town at? See, OG's a little bit different, bro. I think it's more of a mindset that we need to embrace. I don't think that you need to just group a certain group of people together to have certain things lived a certain way. I think that it's more of a mindset. Now, if we did create an OG town, which we may still end up doing.
Like an Israel.
Yeah, which we may still end up doing. It's not going to just be black. It's going to be, these are our principles, morals, and values. These are our rules. These are the principles that we live by. Anybody that abides by that and that is it, you're attracted to that, then you're more than welcome. It ain't gonna be with all the goofy, simple stuff that's outside of most people's control. Like, well, no, there's no white people allowed. Oh, well, if you're this, you're that. Well, there's certain, like, you're this religion, you can't be a part. Nah, I don't. That's not how I operate. So but that's just for me. Anybody else has the freedom to create whatever else that they want to create. But go ahead.
You want? I'll play this video. For.
Go ahead.
Here we go.
To say this, because I know our spirit and our emotions get stirred. I'm not against nobody on the panel. I'm with everybody on the panel. I'm not diametrically opposed to anybody on the panel. I agree with everything my brother said about revolutionaryism. So let me ask you guys a few questions. We're in the South. We're in the heart of the South right now. Who fishes? Who knows how to fish? Hands down. Who knows how to hunt? Less hands. Hands down. Who shoots on a regular basis, meaning once or twice weekly? Hands down. Now you see how many hands? Who farms or grows their own food right now? Hands down. You ain't ready to oppose nothing. You are as a part of this system as any white person gentrifying in this city. And you can't tell me I don't know what I'm talking about, because I've lived in this neighborhood long enough to know when 2 out of every 5 yards had a garden in the back. I'm old enough to know when the Muslim community was the strongest security force and their own food force in this community. Black people, I love you, and I love you enough to tell you, you ain't ready to revolt shit. You don't feed yourself. You don't hunt your own animals and slaughter them. You don't prepare your own meat. You don't own your own land. You don't have a seed growing in your window. So when you think about revolutionaryism and you think about fighting and dying in the street, you ain't shit if you can't feed your children. You ain't nothing if you can't teach your children to hunt. I've been hearing this revolutionary talk all my life. All my life, I've been seeing leaders get before me and tell me how much of a strong warrior. And just like the United States Army, just like the military, I've seen their words send black boys off to die in the street fighting and arguing with police. You have no win. He was innocent and he got 19 years. His mama couldn't afford the right lawyer. His dad didn't know a senator. You have no wins. How many of you practice a martial art today?
Mind you, I don't know what she on, and I really don't know what she's saying. Maybe you know, Glay, when you saw this clip?
Nah, but we could respond to what has already been said if you want, or we could wait till the whole thing.
Sure, I'll run it all through, so then we done.
All right.
Who practices a martial art today? How many boys are practicing a martial art in your community today? today. That's what I'm saying. We not ready to fight. You say fight back, fight.
Oh, I didn't hear you, Glenn.
I said pause it.
Oh, I didn't hear it. Yeah.
That's the problem with the black community right there. That's the problem with the sit your ass down. Coming up here trying to interrupt the speech, trying to make your voice be. That's the problem with the black community, bro. That's what that pandering dude before this video, Keith Boykin, that's what they create. That's who leads them. And these people that think more emotional, these women have been getting men, and I say getting men are ultimately responsible for our actions, but we've been crashing out for women and the influence of it for a very long time. These people that are promoting, well, they've been lying to us. The Democrats will always push black people to crash out, go to these riots, talk this dumbass defund the police stuff. And ultimately, where's that going to land you? Into needing those Democrats. They're pushing you to a point. They know you're not capable of it. What are you going to revolt? You heard Killer Mike say, you don't even know where to get food for the next 2 days if the supermarket shuts down. You got half of these, and you got what percentage on food stamps and stuff like that, talking about you about to revolt.
Y'all one ice storm away from everything.
Like, stop it, bro. But they get you riled up and gassed up into thinking that, ready to crash out. So then when you crash out, who are you going to ultimately need? And then the cycle repeats itself. Why is she doing that? Why does she feel so comfortable doing that? I didn't see any men get up and say anything. Why does she feel so comfortable doing that?
Yeah, you're right. I'll finish it up. Hey, and I finally understand what you're saying now when you say I can't see the screen. You know what I'm talking about? Remember
now because you can't see it. Yeah,
I'm not looking at you, so I'm really listening to him, and you're like, pause it. I'm like, oh shit, I wasn't looking at y'all. I see what you're saying now.
Yeah.
The police are trained to shoot. They're trained in martial combat. We're not. What are we going to do? Now, I'm not saying give up. I'm not saying you can't train yourself. But what I'm saying is, if you're not training every week, if you're not shooting every week, if you're not knowing how to grow your own food, arguing with me and arguing with the police ain't going to do nothing. Because if we all leave right now, and we got to...
Is that you?
No.
Oh, okay. Somebody
That's
in the
the
video.
other people on the panel, because the crowd is against him. And this is what happens. This is how I feel. This is exactly how I feel when I'm talking my shit to black people, bro. This is exactly how I feel. There's always another pandering black man that's going to say something else that appeals to their emotions rather than them hearing me. We had this same conversation. Bro, I always go back to this point. Mike, who was on the show yesterday, we had the only like kind of conversation that I had. What's the one that used to call in? It got big during the pandemic. That platform where it's like people call in on their phones.
Oh, and shit. Okay, like not like space
100's on it. It's he's big on it. It's the platform that people call into.
On your phone. Yeah. It's almost like Spaces.
There's a back room, and then there's whatever. We were debating on toxic masculinity. I was sitting here saying, like, bro, toxic masculinity, like, stop getting caught up in this toxic masculinity. Toxic masculinity right now, when it comes to the black community, we've accepted that. And what our problem is the lack of masculinity. So here we have people that are trying to portray us as being toxically masculine when our biggest issue is we don't have masculinity. We lack masculinity. So now we're taking away the masculinity that we have, and we're villainizing the people that are actually masculine because we're saying that it's toxic. That's not our issue, bro. And everybody on the call was against me, bro. Everybody on that call was against me. And then a couple years later, people changed their tunes and now see it a completely different way and realize, well, yeah, that was just a play. This is the same thing, bro. When you hold people accountable at the end of the day, they just don't want to hear it. They just don't want to hear it. If you're holding people accountable, people would rather just complain about other people doing shit than them accept that they can do certain things on their own to fix certain stuff, bro. That's all this stuff is. That's all. What are you arguing with him about?
Clubhouse.
Clubhouse, yeah, that's it. What are they arguing with him about? What's there to argue? What did he say that was wrong?
They don't want to accept the truth.
Speeding ticket, we ain't all gonna agree not to pay it. You understand what I'm saying? I agree we still slaves. I'm telling you right now today, Malcolm said by any means necessary. By any means necessary. And we're talking about children. We're talking about young men. These boys aren't even intelligent enough yet not to know what girl not to like. They're not even intelligent enough yet not to know how to, I always should have a condom. They're not even intelligent enough yet to know not to argue with their teachers. Don't send these babies off to die because you didn't die when you was 21. Don't you send these babies off to die because you feel like you missed the 60s and the 70s. I want to see more black attorneys, more black law enforcement. I want to see more black people pooling their money to run their own candidates. I want to see more black police officers that are from the neighborhood, because I'm telling you, they tried to leave one time and they formed Liberia. Look at Liberia now. Look at what Haiti did. They revolted. Every European country punishes Haiti for revolting. So if you're not going to revolt tomorrow, if you're not going to do like Elijah said and take all the southern states, if you're not going to gentrify Alabama, stop trying to grow warriors to fight a fight you too scared to fight. You pay your speed tickets. You ain't not paying your tickets. You ain't telling kids how to bust out every car window. And then when they riot, you never there with them. When they riot, where's the church? Where are the teachers? Where are the institutions? So I'm just saying, you do what you want to. But as for me and my house, I'm going to raise a warrior that knows how to use his hands, knows how to use his mind, and love the people with his heart. Your job is to survive the encounter. Survive the encounter. And when daddy gets there with a lawyer, when daddy makes sure you got a judge that looks like you, we'll deal with that other shit. But you survive the encounter, young man. Don't you die on the side of the goddamn street like a dog.
I ain't hear one miss, Clay.
They lied to us. They lied to us about Breonna Taylor. They lied to us about George Floyd. They lied to. Oh my God, bro.
I ain't see that nigga. I ain't see one miss.
Yo, we out of here, bro.
All right, shut it down, Glay.
Give him the breath work. I don't even got an outro.
All right, breathe. Close your eyes. Shout out to our big boy. Shout out to our bro, Big Steve.
Yeah,
y'all know why we here to elevate on purpose.
Yeah.
And then so close your eyes if you're in a safe space. If not, keep it on the holster. All right, breathing in. Hold. Breathe out. All right, hold it. Breathe in. Breathe in. Hold. Breathe out. Breathe out. Good. All right, good. All right, hold. Breathe in. Breathe in. Hold. Breathe out. All right, and this is the last one. Hold. All right, here we go. Last one. Get all the energy. Pull in, breathe in. Breathe in. Breathe in. Hold.
Bro, I'm breathing. I don't know.
Hold. All right. Let everything get out of your body, your soul. It's Tuesday. I didn't say I didn't say breathe out yet. I'm speaking. Hold it. Hold and then breathe out and let everything out. Breathe out. All right, hold. All right, y'all know what we came to do. Elevate on purpose. Y'all know what's in my bag. Perspective. All right, we out.
Yo, we'll see y'all, man. Y'all know what it is. Appreciate y'all. We're gonna let y'all get off here. We late, so no long outro. We'll see y'all tomorrow, 8 a.m. Appreciate y'all. Love y'all. Y'all know what it is.